Hey singles, you've heard of us, you've seen us. Isn't it time you finally joined?
Yeah, smash that like button, everybody. Hit that like button. Game about to start right now. It's 5 o'clock.
Welcome to the Missouri Valley Football Conference Game of the Week.
Hit that like button if you haven't already hit it. Hit that like button, y'all.
It is the 5-1 North Dakota State.
If you're a North Dakota fan, share this with another North Dakota fan.
Ranked UNI Panthers, who come into their final game of the regular
If you're
season.
a Northern Illinois fan, share this with a Northern Illinois fan.
Very tightly contested football games as we take a look at our
Smash that like button if you haven't already. Smash that like button.
North Dakota State at the very top, 5-1 overall. 4 teams staying in, all 4-1.
Well, there's always a cluster in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, but one thing we do know, Brad, is the Bison are usually at the top. They have been outstanding no matter what they've gone through, opt-outs, injuries, seniors being graduating. They have been able to showcase great football on the field.
If you think North Dakota State gonna win the game, put hell yeah in the chat. If you think they're gonna lose, put hell no.
Does have a chance to get the automatic qualifier, but right now, your likely suspects to gain the MVFC's automatic qualifier: North Dakota State, North Dakota, and South Dakota State, as the Bison play the Jackrabbits next weekend.
It's incredible because each and every year we see these teams beat up on each other, but we know they are the cream of the crop in the FCS. It's a battle until the end, and that's what makes this game special.
Now, when we talk about this football game, North Dakota State and UNI, you talk about a battle in the trenches as you see the ground war that will happen today.
This is absolutely old school football. This is going to be fun. The game is going to be won or lost in the trenches. You look at the numbers and how they ground and pound against teams throughout the season. The Bison have been outstanding. UNI, great defense, but yet they're down a few guys in the trenches, so they're going to have an uphill battle this evening.
We'll have updates on
Do y'all think Jackson State? Y'all think Jackson State is overrated?
Game of the week.
Let me know if any of y'all think Jackson State is overrated.
We are teammates on the field.
We are teammates off the field.
We are committed to diversity and inclusion.
We stand behind every person of color.
We do not tolerate racism in any form.
We will continue to educate and listen to one another.
We acknowledge the struggles and challenges that minorities face.
We are committed to making a positive impact in our community.
We will fight systemic racism and make a lasting change.
Together we are united.
And together we are stronger.
We are one valley.
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 Jake from State Farm. If you here, this must be a State Farm commercial. Sure is.
Let me know in the chat. Do y'all think Florida State lose they spring game today?
I've been on this for 2 years. It means something about to go down. Oh no, here it comes. Jake, protect yourself.
Have a nice day. I told you, surprising. Just like State Farm, surprisingly great rates.
Who are you talking to?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Sometimes imagination sparks passion. Passion which, with the right support, gives rise to generation shapers. It inspires boundary breakers and world changers. Imagination always
Hit that like button, everybody. Hit that like button. We got 40 watching. We got 14 likes.
The
Hit that
Missouri
like
Valley
button.
Football Conference Game of the Week is sponsored by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Let's check in now with our third member of our broadcast team today as we get an update from Kelly Burke.
Northern Iowa's defensive line considered the strength of this Panther defense, and today they have some major holes to fill, missing 3 of 4 starters. Defensive end Hayden Houtelling out with a broken foot. Defensive end Bronte Wells and Tim Butcher at defensive tackle out with undisclosed injuries. So the Panthers are moving offensive lineman and freshman Hayden Amos to the defensive line. Head coach Mark Farley telling me that while he wants to play a 4-man front, limited depth may force him into a 3-man front in this game. One other inactive of note for UNI, Isaiah Weston, their stud wide receiver, he's out due to COVID protocols. As for the Bison, they're coming off a 2-week layoff. They do get back kicker Jake Reinholz coming back from a hamstring injury and linebacker Jackson Hankey from a concussion. And Matt Entz telling me that he's most concerned with the sharpness of his team. He had them practicing in full pads on Monday and Tuesday this week. And he said that ultimately this game is going to come down to the Bison defensive line versus the Panther defensive line. Brad?
Thank you very much, Kelly, as we get set for the kickoff. As you see, head coach Matt Entz in his second season with North Dakota State. He is 21-1 overall and a bit of a homecoming, a former assistant at UNI 2010 to 2012 and a Waterloo, Iowa native, growing up just next door to Cedar Falls. We are underway and the opening kickoff goes out of bounds and North Dakota State will begin with good field position here right out of the gates after this penalty. The referee for today is Rick Warner. As you see, Matthew Cook. His kick running errant. Well, North Dakota State offensively brings a big front line.
Yes.
Cody Mosh, Nash Jensen, Jalen Sundel, Zach Kubis, Rudolph Olson. Front 5 to try and get that running game rolling for North Dakota State. And the man that has been the go-to guy is Hunter Lutke, the sophomore fullback, 3 touchdowns in the Bison win over North Dakota.
Hunter Lutke is listed as a fullback, but they've been utilizing him more at that running back position. He is an absolute bruiser. Runs between the tackles extremely well. It's going to be a heavy dose of Lutke today.
First 2 snaps go to Lutke. And let's take a look at our impact players here that we'll see for both teams when North Dakota State has the ball. And let's talk passing game. Christian Watson, a guy that could be a factor.
Yes, he can. He's averaging 19.5 yards per catch this season. Definitely a big play threat. If they can establish the run game consistently, watch for Watson and play action, taking some shots down the field. Conversely, Jared Brinkman, he's the lone starter in the front 4 that's healthy today. He's got a load on his shoulders trying to stop this run game.
Be a big task today. Here's the first pass for Zeb Nolan, and it is incomplete, looking for Noah Gindorf. As Zeb Nolan, the senior quarterback out of Watkinsville, Georgia, shared time with Cam Miller throughout this season, but the senior continues to be the starter.
Continuing to grow as well. Has 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's had to fill some big shoes at that quarterback position. You look at the laundry list of guys that have been playmakers for the Bison for the quarterback position. It's been outstanding. but this young man has the luxury of an efficient run game that can help him out in the pass.
Taking over for Trey Lance, last year's Valley Player of the Year. You'll hear his name later this month in the NFL Draft. As a big stop defensively for UNI, Corby Sander, the senior, with the stop, and it sets up 3rd down and 11 here for North Dakota State.
And Corby Sander, he is a guy that plays that rover position like a strong safety, but it's almost more like a linebacker. He likes to play close to the line of scrimmage, and when you're missing Tim Butcher and Bronte Wells, you need to have some action coming from the secondary. He'll fill the void in good fashion.
You'll see a number of guys up front today for UNI, but you might see a lot of the regulars like Boyd and Brinkman take a lot of snaps here today. Watch for them in that second half if they still have some gas. Here's Nolan to throw on 3rd down. Now he's going to run for it, and he will be a few yards shy of the 1st down. Coming up making the stop is Riley Van Wy, a junior who's played linebacker for the first time as a starter this spring.
And even with the fill-ins, the backups in the front four for the Panthers, they're still getting pressure in the face of Zeb Nolan. Nice job making a decision, seeing zone coverage in the back, which allows them to see all that's transpiring in front of them and come up and make the play.
So now Garrett Wagner on to punt it away for North Dakota State, one of the best punters in the country. Fair catch is called for, and UNI is going to let it bounce. And look at that, special teams right on cue. As Ross Kenley, the long snapper, downs it at the 2-yard line. Wagner, a difference maker in special teams for North Dakota State.
Thought they were in the area of the field where they might go for it on 4th down, but I like the decision early. No need to continue to try to keep your foot on the gas pedal. Play smart football, got them backed up against the goal line now. Now their defense, which is outstanding as well, can wreak some havoc and maybe create a quick punt, and the field position game will be won for the second drive.
UNI quarterback Will McIlvain making his first game appearance since March 13th. Out a couple of weeks with COVID protocol, and last week's game was canceled for UNI. He'll hand it off on 1st down and carry straight ahead for Tyler Hoosman.
As you mentioned, Will McIlvain has been out of the game. This is his 5th game of the season, just 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown. But another team that really relies on the run game and then utilizing the effectiveness of that run game to create pass opportunities in play action. So neither quarterback is going to have the full weight of this game on their shoulders.
And McIlvain, just a sophomore. Danon, he would have set the Missouri Valley Football Conference freshman record for most passing yards. Held it for a moment, but then Trey Lance passed him in the championship game, as both him and Lance had fantastic freshman seasons. As you see the nice play by Michael Tutsi.
Tutsi is outstanding. We spoke about the Corby Sander. Tutsi is a guy that likes to play at the line of scrimmage as well. Comes up a big thumper with he and Jackson Hankey at that linebacking core. Dawson Weber from that free safety position. There's really no holes in this defense.
So this is a 3rd down and 6 for the UNI Panthers. They need the 12-yard line. McIlvain in the pocket, throws it downfield and through the hands of Quan Hampton, and a penalty flag comes in late.
Got a little handsy down the field. I like the throw from McIlvain, a back shoulder throw away from the defender where only your receiver could make the catch. A very difficult catch, but because of the tussling down the field, they're going to get the benefit of a 1st down and continue to extend this drive. Watch that throw, Brad. People may think that that's an errant throw. That's an outstanding throw, given the coverage down the field, the safety help, and the corner leaking.
So 1st and 10 now from the 21-yard line. Back to the ground game for UNI as Hoosman gets another carry. And let's take a look at our impact players here. And for the UNI Panthers, Deion McShane, the junior wide receiver out of Freeport, Illinois. He'll be targeted another number of times today.
Absolutely. Between he and Quan Hampton, one of those guys has to step up. With Isaiah Weston not in this game, there's a big play to be made by the wide receiving core. Conversely, on defense, Jackson Hankey, one of the leaders on this team, second in tackles, but first in career tackles, active players. He's a thumper in the middle.
McElvain, a quick screen out to Hampton along the flats, met initially by Cox, and the defensive pursuit for North Dakota State includes Talbert on that outside, and so 3rd down and 5 coming up for UNI.
You're going to see a lot of that from the Panthers. When they have to throw the ball, they're going to try to flood the zones on the outside with those wide receivers, McShane and Quan Hampton. Try to get outnumbered on the outside with a lineman coming out to pull and help, and allow those little guys to scamper around, maybe skirt through for a big play.
3rd and 5 now for UNI. McElvain throws over the middle. There's a slant caught and fumbled and recovered by UNI tight end Kyle Fortenberry, as it was caught and fumbled by Quan Hampton.
Pretty close to an incomplete pass, but they're going to call it a catch and a fumble. One of the big question marks in all of football, pros and college. What's a catch?
Yes.
That's a nice job of closing speed by the defensive back to dislodge the ball.
So it is 4th and 1. You saw the offense hesitate before leaving the field, and now we have whistles. And now they're going to review the previous play. So just a reception of 4 yards. It's either going to be 4th and 1 or 4th and 5, and with the punt team out, this may not be.
I think it actually is a catch and a fumble. They got it right. He didn't get a chance to tuck the ball away, but he kept it in his hands, secured it with both hands. Looked like he took about 2 steps, and then a nice job of the defensive back getting an arm on the ball on the tackle and dislodging it.
We want to mention we are working through some technical difficulties on the technical end with graphics as far as down and distance and other things. So we appreciate you for your patience, and we thank all the people behind the scenes that are working hard here today. Alongside Dana Hughes, I'm Brad Wells. Kelly Burke is with us as well throughout today. And Dana, anytime North Dakota State, you and I get together, it's one of those slobber knocker type football games where you know there's going to be some hitting on both sides of the ball.
Well, you can't see from me having a mask on, but I'm smiling every time we talk about this kind of matchup, because this is kind of the old school football that I grew up admiring. Guys working in the trenches, big bodies up front, trying to move each other around. Not cute football. Just go out and try to knock the mess out of the next guy across from you. It's lovely football. I know the Bison fan out there has become accustomed to seeing this type of football. Oh.
Now, Dana, as a former wide receiver, you always say that was a catch. I know that was a catch.
Hey, I'm going to be a little biased. I'm kind of grown out of it, but it's an old habit. But I thought he caught the ball with 2 hands. He didn't get a chance to tuck it, but again, the biggest question in football is about what's a catch and not a catch.
So we see another look here.
Nevertheless, it was a great play by the defensive back.
So UNI's punt unit out there. Nate Murphy set to punt it away for UNI, and back deep, Jaden Price. So 4th and 5 here. Murphy boots it away. There's Price from the 30. He's going to try and return it up the middle out to the 40-yard line. Nice return of 10 for Jaden Price, and we'll be back. North Dakota State football when we return. This is the Valley Game of the Week.
Who brought the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the
Y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. We got 90 people watching. We got 20 likes. Hit that like button. I do this every week. It's free. You watch the game for free. Hit that like button. Thank you.
Who made the sauce?
I got the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Not in my house. No, no, no.
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot. Get happy. Get Geico.
And if you like FCS football, subscribe to the channel. Next week, Saturday, I will be live again. We do this every week. You guys get to vote on which game we watch. So if there's a Pacific game you want to watch next week, I will put out a poll for you guys to vote on, and we watch that game together. I put this poll out this week, and everybody wanted to watch North Dakota State versus Iowa, Northern Iowa. So make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you. Share this with a Northern Iowa fan. Share this with a North Dakota State fan. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Developed by experts to help you build healthier habits for life. Like getting steps in during phone calls, sleeping better by napping less, and de-stressing by decluttering. With Halo, you can fine-tune the way you tick.
He'll have a go. He did it. The ball to legit.
Hey, y'all let me know in the chat if y'all want me to keep you guys updated on the Florida State Seminoles spring game right now that's going on ESPN. So if you guys want updates on that, let me know in the chat. I'll keep you guys updated.
Zeb Nolan back out there for second drive for North Dakota State here in this first quarter. Just one first down in their last drive. Looking to throw on first down and gets flushed out of the pocket and turns it into a positive gain. Picks up 8 on the carry out to the 50-yard line.
Zeb Nolan has shown me that he's a tough individual. He's not sliding. He's obviously looking for contact down the field and really making good decisions. Wide receivers are covered up pretty good down the field. The zone coverage employed by the Panthers is really stifling the passing game at this point.
So second down and 2. Needing the 48-yard line for a first down. 2 tight ends left side for North Dakota State. Lupke's going to get the carry that direction. He's got enough for the first down and then ridden out of bounds. As Javon Brecky and Corby Sander in on the stop.
Look at that pre-snap defense, Brad, and they had both safeties at linebacker distance, right about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. It was man-to-man coverage, so the safeties were looking straight through the tight end, their responsibility, into the backfield. Once you see block, they came up and basically were a whole separate level of linebacking core.
Nolan shifts into an empty backfield. 5 receivers out on a route, completes it to Babich, the right side. Gets tackled by Alfonso Lambert. A gain of 8 once again on first down.
That's where you're going to see a lot of the wealth made for the Bison. It's going to be in between the hashes. The linebackers against the running backs and tight ends coming out of the backfield. Who's going to be the better athlete, especially with Zeb Nolan? He's able to throw a frozen rope and right on those big body tight ends.
Lupke continues his heavy workload early and picks up enough for a Bison first down. So 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And North Dakota State now putting a drive together.
Well, when you're able to get good yardage on first down, it makes second down so much easier to attain a first down. And you keep the defense off kilter just a bit because you can be throwing it deep down the field or running it in between the tackles to take what they give you.
In the backfield here is Dominic Ganella. And Ganella's going to get it out of the backfield on the swing pass. Puts his shoulder down, gets popped, and falls forward. A gain of 4 on the play for Ganella.
Big body running backs, so tough to bring down when they get their shoulders square down the field. But the physicality of the cornerbacks and safeties for the Panthers are up for the challenge. Omar Brown, one of the more impressive defensive backs that I've seen in the Valley Conference in some time. He and Corby Sander and Benny Sapp III, they can get the job done.
6:05 to play here in the first quarter. Handoff to Ganella. Goes straight ahead and picks up 9 on first down this time. Dominic Ganella, 5'11 freshman out of Florida. Dana, this is a guy that you love because he's balancing football with pro baseball as the Arizona Diamondbacks signed him to a free agent contract this past summer. You know about two-sport participation.
Absolutely. I love the two-sport guys. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you have the athleticism and the ability to play 2 sports, go and do it. So to hear that story for that young man, very impressive.
He's planning on 4 years of football with the Bison as well and getting some carries this spring 2021 season. Here's a handoff on the end around to Watson. Watson has enough for the first down, but gets chopped down by Benny Sapp III.
When you run that jet sweep, if the defense is disciplined like the Panthers are, you're going to have to make somebody miss. Still use that stiff arm, be elusive, and break a tackle, and then get yards after contact, as we saw with Watson there to get the first down.
Christian Watson, one of our impact players, brought to you by On the Run, the official convenience store of the Missouri Valley Football Conference. On the Run has everything you need in one convenient stop. First down and 10 for Nolan. Flips it up, almost intercepted as it was tipped away from the intended receiver, trying to get it to Gindorf, and everybody on the North Dakota State side held their breath for a moment.
Yeah, tough throw. Again, blanket coverage by the Panthers there. And one thing we recognized earlier this season with Omar Brown at that cornerback position, he's a very confident guy in releasing his responsibility downfield and seeing things that are happening in front of him. That ball could have been deflected right into his hands.
Jacob into motion. There's the handoff to Lupke straight ahead, and Lupke down to the 17-yard line, a gain of 4, maybe 5. And that'll bring up third down and about 5 for the Bison here.
Greg Zabel, Jalen Sundle, Nash Jensen getting the job done up front. The big body offensive lineman for the Bison. Add Cody Malk into that as well.
The UNI Panther defense going with that 3-4 front look because of the lack of depth now at that defensive line position. You'll see that a little bit more throughout this game as Nolan looks to throw. The pressure comes, and he gets it out to Lupke, who will be short of the first down. And that will bring up 4th and about 2.5. They spotted just inside the 15, right at the 14-yard line.
Oh, great awareness by Zeb Nolan. Had a corner blitz coming from Austin Evans, the weak side corner, short side field. Got in his face. He had to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted to.
So Jake Reinholz, the 6'3" kicker out of Fargo, North Dakota, on for the 3-point try. This will be a 32-yard field goal attempt. And that is wide left. He missed it. And we are still scoreless as the UNI defense comes up with a stop.
Strong leg, just not as accurate as it needs to be. That's a win for the Panthers here.
All right, Panther football when we return. This is the Valley Game of the Week.
At North Dakota State University, you'll find a different kind of education. It's where you'll get your hands on groundbreaking research and experience your education. It's where you'll meet students and faculty from all over the world. It's where you'll discover exciting opportunities and still feel right at home. This is
Mr. Fax, appreciate the $2 donation. Say hit that like button. People, over 150 people here hit the like button. It's a free game. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I do these games every week. Hit the like button. Also, the Florida State spring game is on right now. Milton has already thrown a touchdown, so their quarterback is not looking too bad.
I think we're a commercial. Jay from State Farm, I knew it. Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Christmas! Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Since 1907, we've been One Valley, breaking down recruitment barriers, hiring coaches to lead our programs, and developing the country's next set of leaders. MVC student athletes are positively impacting the communities where they live by sharing views and fostering a climate for change for future Valley pioneers. To learn more about mobilizing voices for change, visit mvc-sports.com/OneValley.
UNI's defense comes up with a stop as North Dakota State misses a field goal. The Panthers with a football back, and McIlvain now scrambling and gets pulled down after a gain of 2. As defense comes up with a stop. Kaiser with the tackle.
We talk a lot about Jackson Hankey, but James Kaiser at that weak linebacker position has really done a nice job this season, leading the team in tackles. These guys at that next level behind that front four really do a nice job sideline to sideline.
Top 10, the Missouri Valley Football Conference in tackles per game. And here's a handoff straight ahead as Tyler Hoosman gets loose, picks up a UNI first down.
Well, the Bison roll the dice, come with a second level blitz that doesn't get home or doesn't recognize the run play, opens up the door. Nice blocking up front. Justin Piney, Antoine Frazier on that right side, getting the job done.
First down and 10 for UNI from the 36-yard line. McIlvain hands it off to Hoosman once again, trying the left side. And a quick tackle made by Jasir Cox, the junior out of Kansas City, Missouri, the younger brother of Jabril Cox, two-time All-American at North Dakota State.
How about the Cox brothers giving headaches to the Missouri Valley Football Conference consistently for what seems forever? Athletic family, athletic brothers, good speed on the field.
Jasir really focusing on just being the best Jasir that he can be and hoping that he sees his brother's name pop up quite early in the upcoming NFL draft. Played at LSU this last fall. McIlvain looking for Hampton. Ball's incomplete. Bring up third down and 8 now for UNI.
We're seeing exceptional coverage by both defense in the passing game. Came into the game talking about how their run-stopping ability was top shelf, but to me, I'm impressed. The receivers you're not seeing from either team, very much separation. No easy throws for these quarterbacks.
Under a minute 30 to go in the first quarter. Third and 8. This is McIlvain to throw over the middle, and it is caught on the reception. Logan Wolf, the freshman out of Cedar Falls, Iowa.
Great concentration by Wolf. Actually had a glancing, dropping defensive end. Spencer Wagey dropped from his defensive end position. Almost got a hand on that throw across the middle, but nice concentration by Logan Wolf to extend this drive. Seeing a healthy mix of looks by each defense here. Zone blitzes.
Usman tries to go over the top of Talbert, gets cut down by the pursuing defense. Kaiser in on the tackle. 2nd down and 11 coming up.
Eli Mostart getting the job done. The 2 deep for the Bison. Really stepping up. Each of those guys can make some plays. There's really no drop off with this defense in the 1st and 2nd unit.
7th play of the drive for UNI offensively. There's a handoff left side. Once again, no start in on the tackle. That's Trenton Carlson, the senior with the carry. And that is the end of the 1st quarter. Scoreless through 1. We'll continue to slug it out after this on the Valley Game of the Week.
All right, so we got over 200 people in the chat. If you haven't already hit that like button, hit that like button. It's free. Good game so far, 0-0 after the 1st quarter. You know, good game, man. Hit that like button for me.
The honey butter chicken biscuit is $1.99 all month.
This is great. I'm never leaving now.
We made the deal too good.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's to get the breakfast you deserve.
Small business life is kind of crazy right now.
Also, the score for the Florida State spring game is still the same, 7-0.
Gives you one less thing to worry about. HP printers fall in love with getting it done.
Okay, I'm awake. Let's do this, Smudge.
Let's dance. Oh, man, we're gonna have some fun today. Let's go. Say it with me now.
Hinge, squeeze. Stay with me. Here, I'm with you. 5, 4, sprint to your finish. You did that, Peloton. Until next time.
If you just clicked on, hit that like button. These are just commercials. We are watching the actual game.
Visit SoutheastFloridaAcuraDealers.com for attractive offers on the MDX.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right, so we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max, now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us, and taxes and fees included. You won't find us with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
In a relentless world, connected but alone, trapped by illusion. But there is another path, where the battle to belong begins.
We miss going to the games we love, but we have reason to hope.
Vaccines are rolling out. Get informed.
Talk to your doctor.
Let's do our part to protect each other.
And get back in the game.
We start the 2nd quarter with a 3rd down and 7. UNI with the football. 8th play, they've gone 35 yards so far on this drive. McIlvain trying to extend it as he gets flushed out. Now throws back across the body. Has it complete as Tyler Hoosman, the running back, found himself open after the scramble.
Well, the Bison run a twist stunt up front, a DT twist up front to try to bracket in McIlvain. He's able to escape, keeps his eyes down the field, his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. He's able to scan the field don't necessarily advise quarterbacks to throw back across their body, but when you're athletic, you can make that play. That's a nice job. The third third down, second conversion for the Panthers.
A couple of big passing plays on this drive as well, as Hoosman gets another carry and gets ridden down quickly as Braden Thomas in on the tackle. But a couple of big plays out of the passing game. A 15-yard completion to Hoosman. We saw there a 14-yard completion to Logan Wolf earlier as well.
But it's not easy, Brad, and that's what's impressive about this defense. They're not giving up anything easy. Each of those plays were made by just extending that protection, extending the run, extending a throw across his body.
Hoosman straight ahead, finds a little daylight on the right side, dives into the red zone where UNI have another first down.
Healthy mix of run and pass for the Panthers. Right side of that offensive line, really doing a nice job. Mentioned it earlier, Justin Piney at that right guard position, holding on to his blocks, opening up enough of a gap for Hoosman to skirt through. That's about the second touchdown-saving tackle we've seen from that second level of the defense with Hoosman running downhill.
Big guys up front for UNI, Trevor Penning, Jared Penning, Eric Sorensen, Piney, Frazier. And this is Hoosman, gets inside the 15 and gets popped hard by Lane Tucker.
Continuing to rotate bodies in on the defensive side for the Bison. Next man up kind of mindset. As we mentioned earlier, guys just continuing to make plays. Mostert.
That was Will Mostert on that hit there. So second down and 5 for UNI. The Panthers need the 9-yard line as Hoosman goes straight ahead and he gets bottled up. Brandon Cook coming at you, the sophomore out of Libertyville, Illinois.
Outstanding job taking up real estate in the backfield of the Panthers. That's how you can stop and be efficient against the run. Push into the backfield and don't allow the running back to get a full speed going downhill.
There's Costner Ching that continue to work in. Fresh defensive lineman up front. That might be a key as we get later into the second half, is who can stay fresh in the trenches. Here's McIlvain to throw. Pocket quickly turned from open protective pocket to a collapsed pocket. He has to throw it away, and a field goal opportunity coming up for UNI.
Well, recognizing McIlvain's tendency to escape on the outside, what you're seeing from the Bison, as I mentioned earlier, the DT stunt, the defensive end, the TE stunts from the inside and outside to bracket him and not give him easy escapability.
This is Matthew Cook, the sophomore from Cedar Falls. His high school games were played here in the Unidome. A home field advantage, and it's a 3-0 lead. The UNI Panthers strike first here in this first half as they have the lead over the second-ranked North Dakota State Bison at home. Bison an opportunity to respond after this.
Welcome to the Missouri Valley Football Conference Extra Point. It has been an unpredictable and unprecedented spring football season between COVID stoppages and opt-outs. Western Illinois announcing Monday that they are opting out of the final 2 games of the spring season. Here's the official statement. With just over a week and a half until the FCS selection show, there's a 4-way tie for first place in the Valley standings. North Dakota State, North Dakota, South Dakota State, and Missouri State, all with 4-1 conference records. With up to 2 games left to play for each team, there are 16 possible outcomes, 6 of which favor South Dakota State, earning the automatic qualifier. Only North Dakota State controls its own destiny. If the Bison went out, they would earn the league's automatic berth. NDSU is looking for their 10th straight league title. Meanwhile, a win over Youngstown State this weekend would give Missouri State at least a share of its first conference title since 1990. The FCS Selection Committee recently unveiled its top 10. The Valley had 3 teams in the top 5, more than any other league, led by North Dakota State at number 2, South Dakota State at 3, and North Dakota at number 5. This weekend's Northern Iowa-North Dakota State matchup will feature the league's top 2 defenses. The Panthers allow a conference best 14 points per game, while the Bison are right behind at 14.2 points yielded. UNI has only given up 7 touchdowns in the red zone this season in 16 opponent trips. The Panthers also have a Valley best 16 sacks. You can catch both of this weekend's Valley football games streaming live or on replay on ESPN+. Now let's get you back to first half action between North Dakota State and Northern Iowa.
Matthew Cook putting UNI on the board in the second quarter. A 31-yard field goal gives UNI a 3-0 lead. A 66-yard drive by that UNI offense. Kind of just some hard yards up the middle. A couple big pass plays in there as well.
A good mix of run and pass. Got some momentum on their side. Paid off with a field goal at the end. Definitely a positive for the Panthers.
So Cook gets set to kick it off. It will be Watson from the goal line. Christian Watson, laying out the left side, and it's taken down at the 23-yard line. And North Dakota State now an opportunity for them to respond.
They've had fairly good field position in this game, have not gotten any points on the board. Give credit to the Panthers defense. Both teams are kind of employing some tricky schemes on defense that are holding the offenses relatively at bay.
And here we see Cam Miller, the freshman quarterback out of Solon, Iowa, returning to his home state. Solon just maybe an hour and a half away from the Unidome. Pitch to Lupke, straight ahead, still on his feet. Picks up 10 for a first down. It's Hunter Lupke, sophomore running back. Man, had great balance on that run.
I like how that play is drawn up. It's not like your conventional pitch where you're going sideways, east and west. It's kind of just a dive, but with the pitch where they're allowing Lupke to get a full head of steam going downhill. It's like a lead draw in some respect. It works.
And he lost his shoe, so he runs out for the moment. Jalen Bussey in the backfield next to Miller. Here's the handoff to Bussey straight ahead. And a gain of 2. Be 3 or 4 different running backs you can expect to see for North Dakota State. Bussey, a redshirt freshman out of Brayton, Florida. Second down and 8 coming up here for North Dakota State.
I like what I'm seeing from the offensive line. Cody Malk, Nash Jensen on that left side.
This is Miller on the keeper. Met by Brinkman. It'll be a positive play of just 1 yard for Miller.
Jared Brinkman, we talked about him as an impact player in this game. Came in leading the team with 9 tackles for loss. The lone starter, healthy for this game at the defensive line position.
Preseason All-American up front for UNI. Here's a 3rd and 6. North Dakota State needs the 44-yard line. Miller back to throw for it. Pressure comes. He steps up, avoids the pressure. Now he's going to run for it, and he has the first down and keeps the drive alive. Big hit on that far side. At a flag down at the 45.
Not sure I agree with the flag, but Noah Gindorf, number 87, the big tight end. We get a chance to see that in replay. Absolute mauling and pancake block by Gindorf down the field. From a receiver, a viable receiver, you turn into a blocker if you're not going to catch the ball. You see the quarterback running. That's a great job. I love the effort.
So now they're sorting out the down and distance.
Officials coming together to get every detail of this penalty right. Third and extra long. It'll be for the Bison. You may see a swing right out of the backfield or a screen. I just love the effort by Gindorf there. Corey did a really nice job.
So spotted at the 35. And still need the 44-yard line, so 3rd and 9 here for North Dakota State. So Cam Miller, freshman quarterback, picked up the first down once. Can he do it again here on 3rd down? Back to throw. Here's a screen over the middle. Lukey with blockers in front of him, couldn't hold on.
Exactly what I had said prior to play. I thought it was going to be swing route or screen. Try to get those big body offensive line down the field, and Lukey just took his focus and his eyes off the ball. That's one of those throws that 99 out of 100 you'll catch. You just assume it's easy, trying to do too much before you secure the football.
So Wagner on for another punt attempt. Quan Hampton is back deep for Northern Iowa. Makes the catch at the 25-yard line, straight ahead out to the 33 before he gets tripped up, and a penalty flag is down on the kick, and it's back close to the initial line of scrimmage.
Looks like it's going to be a holding penalty. I have to believe it's going to be on the punt protection unit.
Ball right now is spotted at the 33-yard line after the return by Hampton. Now the officials are talking to UNI football coach Mark Farley. Would he have the option perhaps to back him up 10 and have him re-kick it, or take 10 off of the spot?
Yep, that's exactly what's happening.
And we'll be back after this. This is the Valley Game of the Week. Panther football when we return.
Tonight's matchup, me versus the ugly.
Appreciate each and every one of y'all for hitting that like button. Hit that like button. It's free game. Free game. Hit that like button.
Geico is awesome, baby.
Geico.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
One for me and one for me. Introducing buy one, get one for just $1 at Burger King. Grab a flame-grilled Whopper or Impossible Whopper and mix or match it with your favorites for an extra buck. Go ahead. You deserve it. Buy one, get one for $1. Your way better.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
It's time. And time is running out. If you're going to make history, it's time to start making it.
UNI football, they'll begin at the 43-yard line after the officials step off the 10 yards. As McIlvain escapes the initial pressure from North Dakota State, running for as much as he can, picks up a gain of 2 or 3. As it'll be second down and long. They'll actually spot him at the 43, so just a gain of 1 on the scramble.
Michael Butel, again, another guy down in the depth chart, coming in, giving extra effort to force McIlvain out of bounds. But you see the escapability of McIlvain, and the reason why the Bison are trying to get those outside guys to keep him inside the pocket.
Takes the handoff to Hoosman, completes it to McShane. And tackle made by Hankey after McShane comes up with a first down.
Nice job, quarterback and receiver being on the same page. Deion McShane, as we spoke about earlier, someone has to fill those shoes. Isaiah Weston, not in this game, a big playmaker at the wide receiver position for the Panthers. Between McShane and Hampton, they're going to need more of those big plays. Keep their foot on the gas pedal against this Bison team.
Hampton up at the top of your screen, off the ball. McIlvain throws left side. Ball is tipped up, still completed to Logan Wolf, the redshirt freshman, and turns a scary play into a positive play.
That's almost like catching a punt with the heat coming down on you from that defensive backfield and linebacking core, James Kaiser. Seems like it takes forever for that ball to come down. That's great concentration.
Wolf's second reception of the football game, second down and 6 for UNI. Hitting the 32-yard line for that first down. Hand off to Hoosman. Cuts it left side, then jumps up and gets upended. Flipped and dropped. Making the play is Destin Talbert, the junior. Talbert showing up more and more defensively, special kind of at that nickel spot for North Dakota State.
Physical defensive backs. That's what you see with the Bison. Longer corners. Very comfortable playing man-to-man, but love to come up. Almost play the run like safeties.
So third down, 3 yards to go. 35 UNI needs the 32 to keep it going. McIlvain's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down and more inside the 25 as he gets tripped up by Talbert and keeps UNI's drive alive.
Well-timed play on the quarterback draw. Caught the defense in man-to-man coverage. That means it was a responsibility for the quarterback. Get some pressure. He's able to scamper through, but that was perfectly timed. That's a tendency thing. You know and recognize a tendency when a team's going to play man-to-man, and you try to take advantage of it.
Hankey preseason All-Missouri Valley Conference selection, preseason All-American. One of the captains. Here is some popping going on as Hoosman and Hankey go head-to-head.
We expected a lot of thumping like that between those two guys. Hankey shooting the gap, meeting the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. That's a nice job by the linebacker.
5 minutes to go here in this second quarter. And UNI, a 3-0 lead and an opportunity to build on it here in this drive. Second down and long. Coming up, can North Dakota State's defense come up with a stop? Here's Hoosman straight ahead. Down close to the 15-yard line. Will set up 3rd and short.
Michael Tutsi coming up from the secondary to make the stop. This game is being played at the Panthers' tempo right now. To start the game, the time of possession was drastically on the side of the Bison early on. But these last 2 drives for the Panthers has kept the Bison on their heels just a bit, sucking up a lot of clock as well.
Hoosman has been the workhorse in the running game for UNI. He's going to be the lead blocker here for McIlvain, who gets dropped for a loss as James Kaiser comes up, makes the play.
You like to have patience as a ball carrier, but not against this Bison defense. You don't have time to skip and jump stop against this Bison defense. They rally tackle as good as anybody in the country.
Kaiser led the team in tackles the last time the Bison were on the field. He had 7 against North Dakota. Here is Matthew Cook. He was good from 31 earlier. This is a 35-yard try, and it is true. The UNI Panthers, a 6-0 lead. 3:30 to go here in the first half. The Panthers using some home cooking and have the second-ranked Bison playing from behind.
Guys, we got over 300 in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. It's a free game. We do this every week.
And one for me. Introducing buy one, get one for just $1 at Burger King. Grab a flame grilled Whopper or Impossible Whopper and mix or match it with your favorites for an extra buck. Go ahead. You deserve it. Buy one, get one for $1. Your way, way better.
Visit SoutheastFloridaAcuraDealers.com for attractive offers on the MDX.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
UNI head coach Mark Farley in his 20th season has won more football games than any coach in the Missouri Valley Football Conference and has number 2 playing from behind now here.
Everything he wanted to accomplish coming into this game, setting the tempo. Obviously, he'd like to have touchdowns on the board versus field goals, but he has to be happy, especially with his defense and how after that first drive, they've been able to settle in and really keep the Bison off balance.
Cook kicks it away, and it will come out as Watson again on the return in some open space. Watson off to the races. Watson is going to take it all the way. Christian Watson, the junior. The kickoff return for a touchdown ties it up at 6.
Just when I said that the momentum was on the side of the Panthers, the Bison come through in the third phase of the game. Outstanding blocking, and then the long striding. Gotta love what you're seeing from Christian Watson. We knew he'd be an impact player, thought it'd be more on offense, but he gets the job done on special teams. Outstanding blocking, and then the open field running, pulling away from the coverage unit. Guys that look fast, they don't look like they're trying to run fast, they just are fast.
The extra point is good as Christian Watson goes goal line to goal line and takes it to the house. Bison in front, 7-6.
All right, we got 300 in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We got 300 in the chat. We got 100 likes. Hit that like button, people. When we get to 200 likes, I'll make it full screen so you guys can see the whole screen instead of just see me on the side.
Ooh, see, surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Founded in 1985, the Missouri Valley Football Conference has established a tradition of FCS football excellence. Competing at the highest level of NCAA Division I, student athletes at its institutions demonstrate character, passion, and integrity as they grow as a student, an athlete, and a citizen. The Missouri Valley Football Conference, where leaders are shaped and champions are forged.
At North Dakota State University, you'll find a different kind of education. It's where you'll get your hands on groundbreaking research and experience your education. It's where you'll meet students and faculty from all over the world. It's where you'll discover exciting opportunities and still feel right at home. This is North Dakota State University, and this is where you belong. Start your experience at ndsu.edu.
Sometimes imagination sparks passion. Passion which, with the right support, gives rise to generation shapers. It inspires boundary breakers and world changers. Imagination, always welcome here.
Christian Watson with the spark. The 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Brings Garrett Wagner on to kick it off here with 3:20 to go in the first half. The North Dakota State Bison take the lead, 7-6. As Wagner sends it deep, Hampton into the end zone will take a knee for a touchback. UNI football at the 25-yard line. So after back-to-back scoring drives for UNI's offense, North Dakota State's defense holding up to a field goal, keeps it that one-possession game. You get a quick strike, all of a sudden North Dakota State in front.
And you kind of figured that the Bison would do something. Something would happen. Really good teams figure out how to compensate when their offense may not be clicking. And they got it done with the special teams. Just a jolt of energy now. We'll see if the defense, after giving up a couple of solid drives for the Panthers, can stand strong on this drive and get the ball back quickly to the offense before halftime.
So 3:20 for UNI to work with, and they begin with Hoosman straight ahead. And he gets wrapped up and dropped immediately. Eli Mostart on the tackle. Hoosman, again, more physical yards between the tackles.
That's right. Seeing these guys defensively, as you talked about, Costner, Ching up front, Lane Tucker, Eli Mostert, Spencer Wagee, guys getting it done. Braden Thomas as well.
Three receivers up to the right side, and UNI stays on the ground, and Destin Talbert is all over it for North Dakota State.
Outstanding job, Braden Thomas. They're running, they're crashing the outside defensive end down on the guard and then filling the gap from that next level, whether it's the corner, Destin Talbert, or we've seen Jasir Cox, James Kaiser at that linebacker position. But all the magic is happening with the front four. What they're able to do, how they're moving bodies around, opens the door for open tackles for that second level.
So 3rd and 7 now for Will McIlvain, the sophomore quarterback. And he's back to throw, runs out of the pocket. He's going to try and run for it. Needs the 35, and he gets it. A first down for Will McIlvain. A little John after the play, and UNI moves the chains.
Hard-nosed running quarterback. Good escapability. Again, the twist stunt up front. The tackle and end. And he finds just enough of an open window to use that speed to get downfield.
So first down and 10. Fakes it to Hoosman. Here's a throw deep. It's underthrown and nearly intercepted. Was looking downfield and almost intercepted by Jaden Price.
All right, the receiver had a step on him downfield. McIlvain just didn't get enough on it. Couldn't really step up and launch the ball. Don't want to underthrow that opportunity. Their first home run throw of this game. Rather have it overthrown than underthrown, but that's a nice job by Jaden Price. Knows he can make that interception. Probably a little frustrated with himself there.
Coverage on the freshman Kershaw. Here's McIlvain on the keeper, out to the right side. Stays in bounds enough for a first down and gets out of bounds to stop the clock, 1:31.
Drawn up, quarterback run. McIlvain making some really good choices in this first half. Get another first down with his legs.
McIlvain 52 yards passing. Positive 32 yards net rushing for McIlvain. Who has to get rid of it quickly and throws it at the feet of Quan Hampton as the pressure was coming from everywhere up front.
Well, when you have an athlete like Jasir Cox, he's listed as a strong side linebacker, but he plays more like a safety, kind of a hybrid, like Tyrann Mathieu for the Chiefs. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife out there, and what you're utilizing with him on the Bison defense is corner blitzing with Destin Talbert. You're seeing Dawson Weber coming up to the line of scrimmage, guarding man-to-man coverage. So an assortment of looks from the defense because you have athleticism.
Second down and 10. McIlvain throws over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Quan Hampton. Cox on the coverage, but Hampton could not hang on.
Just trying to catch the ball too quickly and run down the field. Seen that a couple of times, one on the side of the Bison, and now Hampton here. Catchable passes. Stops the clock.
Third and 10. McIlvain again scrambles, flips it out to Hoosman, and gets tackled. Cannot get out of bounds as a big hit by Kaiser there. Drops Hoosman, and UNI takes a timeout.
That's a good hit by James Kaiser.
All right, we'll try and Get a break in here. Minute 13 to go. Back after this. Second quarter continues.
At North Dakota State University, you'll find a different kind of education. It's where you'll get your hands on groundbreaking research and experience your education. It's where you'll meet students and faculty from all over the world. It's where you'll discover exciting opportunities and still feel right at home.
Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button.
And this is where you belong. Start your experience at ndsu.edu.
Sometimes imagination sparks passion. Passion which, with the right support, gives rise to generation shapers. It inspires boundary breakers and world changers. Imagination, always welcome here.
Founded in 1985, the Missouri Valley Football Conference has established a tradition of FCS football excellence. Competing at the highest level of NCAA Division I, student athletes at its institutions demonstrate character, passion, and integrity as they grow as a student, an athlete, and a citizen. The Missouri Valley Football Conference, where leaders are shaped and champions are forged.
Jake from State Farm. If you here, this must be a State Farm commercial.
Sure is.
It also means it's about to go down.
Oh, don't worry, Chris. Things are going to go surprisingly great.
I've been doing this for too many years. It means something about to go down. Oh, no. Here it comes. Jake, protect yourself.
Have a nice day. I told you. Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
Who are you talking to?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fourth down and 2 for UNI. Jaden Price back to return the punt. Murphy boots it away. Fair catch made at the 11-yard line. So North Dakota State's offense has a minute 6 to work with. As we talked about multi-sport athletes earlier, baseball and football. We got more multi-sport competitors as Kelly Burke with more on Hunter Lupke, the running back. Kelly?
Absolutely no surprise the success sophomore Hunter Lupke is having, interchanging between that fullback and tailback spot after returning from a shoulder injury this spring. It's a toughness born as an unbeaten high school wrestler in Spencer, Wisconsin. Lupke won back-to-back state titles at 195 pounds his junior year, then moved up to 220 pounds his senior year. He also finished with 95 career touchdowns, a school record in high school. Offensive coordinator Tyler Roll calls him a special talent, and the former standout Bison fullback says he even sees a little bit of himself in Lupke's work ethic and his personality.
And you talk about wrestling guys and football guys, man, that goes hand in hand, ain't it? The footwork, the hand placement, as that pass by Nolan over top of everybody, falls incomplete. Gonna get it to Rajon Nelson. Brings up third.
Nolan back in the game after we saw Cam Miller for the Bison. Looked like Nolan was expecting more of a skinny post. The reason why they call it a post route is because you're usually running it towards the goal post, the middle of the field. He made it more like a deep end. Smart throw. Stop the clock.
Nolan back to throw, throws out towards the flat, completes it to Babbage. Babbage enough for a first down, gets out of bounds, stops the clock, 29 seconds left.
Good protection in the pocket by the Bison offensive line. More of a prevent defense we're seeing from the Panthers, trying to keep the ball in front of them, not allowing the big play over the top for a scoring opportunity for the Bison. Remember, the Panthers won the toss. The Bison got the ball first in this game. So All you have to do is have a good defensive stand here, and you'll get the ball after halftime.
1st and 10. Nolan looking for more here before halftime. What a catch by Watson. And Watson off to the races again. Watson trying to beat Omar Brown, gets shoved out of bounds, but into the red zone. North Dakota State with 19 seconds left. Strike on a big play to Watson.
Christian Watson has one speed. Does an outstanding job, great concentration, the fingertip catch, and then automatically in the full speed mode. Not broken stride, strong at the contact point, gets out of bounds, good smart play, but a great catch by Christian Watson. Big time playmaker for the Bison.
So spotted at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10 for North Dakota State. Nolan through the strike. The great catch by Watson. And now the pass out into the flats at the feet of Gindorf. And it brings up 2nd down.
Well-timed jump and deflection there. That's what you're trying to do. Just create different looks in the face of Zeb Nolan. Javon Brecky getting it done there.
So 15 seconds on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. North Dakota State, the 7-6 lead. This is 2nd down and 10.
Can run the ball. They have 2 timeouts left. Want to save that last one for a field goal attempt if you need it.
Nolan gets sacked. The pressure came from Alfonso Lambert. Lambert, a 5th-year senior out of Rockford, Illinois, says he loves having a linebacker for a head coach.
Gotta love it. Again, a different look. You come with Brecky off of one edge. The next play, you bring the big man, Lambert, from that linebacker position. Square hit on Zeb Nolan. Had no chance to make any other decision but to secure the football. Now you got some decisions to make here.
We're in a timeout. North Dakota State calls their second of the first half. They have 1 remaining. As you mentioned, they can still run the ball, or if you get tackled in bounds, they do have 1 timeout left, but 10 seconds left now with a 3rd and 20 coming up.
Well, you have a situation here where if you don't make any yardage, you got a 41-yard field goal with a kicker that missed the field goal already earlier in this game. Just 10 seconds left on the clock. Panthers are going to protect the end zone, dropping deep. Maybe able to get making an easier field goal attempt.
Watson at the bottom of your screen, split out wide for North Dakota State. Nolan has to throw it out to the left as the pressure was coming. And a lot of jawing happening out near midfield. But it's going to bring up 4th down and 20 from the 24-yard line. Field goal unit out for North Dakota State.
Seeing some mauling by those guys in the trenches. That was Cordell Volson, the right tackle, blocking through the echo of the whistle. That's how you talk. The echo.
Jake Reinholz on for the kick. Missed a 32-yarder. Here's a 42-yarder. This is good as Reinholz went down after the kick. No flags came out, but it's a 10-6 lead, and there are zeros on the clock here as this will be our halftime score. We do have the flag out now. So personal foul, I believe he said, on the assistant coach for North Dakota State. They'll assess the penalty on the second half kickoff. So a 10-6 lead for North Dakota State on the road. The Panthers led 6-0 early on. They had momentum, and then a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown by Christian Watson. And it's the Bison in business at halftime.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and more? So what are you waiting for? World's Strongest Man Martins Leafs.
All right, guys, I'm going to switch it to the nickel games, and then after the halftime, we'll switch it back to the regular game.
If this touchdown stands, and we believe it will, only an extra point separates these teams.
No touch to the sideline.
That's a touchdown.
He's definitely inside the pylon.
Ruling on the field, the touchdown stands.
Gavin Lassane will attempt to tie it. Out of the hold, Andre Dragna.
Things happen fast here, don't they?
Oh, indeed they do, Gary. We've already had 3 touchdowns in half of a quarter. 2 by the Lions and a comeback touchdown by the Colonels. The ball is on its way, and it may have been tipped. It's popped up, and it is no good. That ball, I believe, was tipped. There was somebody coming from the outside. We'll come back and take a look at it in a moment. 7:32 to go in the third quarter. A missed extra point gives the Lions a 1-point lead.
Yeah, for anybody that just tuned in, we're watching the Nichols game until the North Dakota State game come back from halftime. So that way we can watch another game while, you know, they play all these little commercials or whatever.
Attention! Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? If so, listen to this important message about the IRS Fresh Start Program, a special IRS program that can potentially save you thousands by qualifying. The Fresh Start Program is one of the best programs the IRS has created to help struggling taxpayers that can't pay their taxes. Don't take on the IRS by yourself, and get ready as we are going to give you the most important number you may ever need to end your IRS nightmare. Call Tax Relief 123 now at 800-276-1292 for free information. Since qualifying for the Fresh Start Program is not automatic, Tax Relief 123 will connect you with a tax professional for a free consultation.
What's good, everybody? Everybody make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button.
Imagine no threatening phone calls, no wage garnishments or bank levies, and no more living in fear of the IRS. Call 800-276-1292 now to find out if you may qualify for the IRS's Fresh Start Program. Call Tax Relief 123 to speak with a tax professional for a free consultation at 800-276-1292. Call 800-276-1292.
Southeastern Louisiana leads by a point, 31-30 over Nichols. Let's go back and look at Fernando Jordan. Get a hand on this extra point right there. That left hand came out, and Gary, this is a guy who certainly is no stranger to swatting down kicks.
A couple of block field goals against Northwestern State in that ball game. 3 block kicks overall with that in that game against Northwestern, propelling Southeastern to win that ball game. 4 kicks now, tied for second in the FCS. Pretty impressive stuff. As not only is the defensive back with an interception for a touchdown in this ball game, and now a block kick.
Marcus Cooper spinning over the 20 to the 22 or 3 perhaps. A little extracurricular activity, but there is no penalty marker down at the moment. Nonetheless, back and forth we have gone here in the third quarter. 2 touchdowns by Southeastern, erased a 7-point lead at halftime by Nichols and gave the Lions a 7-point lead. Nichols came right back, but a block extra point has preserved the lead for the Lions. It's 31-30.
The coach tell his numbers here and coming into this series. Very impressive stuff. We'll jump here on the Lions offense. False start.
False start. 83 offense. 5 yards. We play first down.
The penalties continue to mount. It's been an excessive number of penalties against the Lions. They've been able to overcome them for the most part. That's number 11 by my count. 11 flags drummed against Southeastern, only 2 against Nichols. There is room to run. These receivers, and this was Javon Connor, but these receivers for both sides, Gary, really know what to do once they get possession of the ball.
Well, it's yards after contact. They're yards after the catch. That's exactly what happened here. It looks like there may be a little bit of cramping going on here. This is a very humid day, almost over 80 degrees expected during this ball game here today, and a lot of moisture out there in the air as well. Very humid, as I said, and it's likely going to take a toll a little bit here on some of these players.
So this gives us an opportunity for me to pick your brain a little bit as a guy who spent 9 years in the NFL, who was the first 3-time All-America in FCS, and a guy in the College Football Hall of Fame, and a 2-time Super Bowl winner with the Giants. What do you think about the short period between May, which will be the time of the championship game, and then the restart of camp in late July, and of course the workouts that come before that? How much of a strain mentally, physically will it be on these players as they get set for the normal 2021 season?
I think mostly these players are really going to benefit from this condensed season in the spring. All these teams are going to play with momentum, and every team in the Southland Conference is getting a lot of good out of this. As you see Cole Kelly throwing up over the top, trying to make a big explosive play. But really what I think is going to come out of this is you're going to see a lot of teams going to be highly competitive, because these guys who are freshmen this year right now playing football games, they're going to be freshmen next fall. So it's really going to be an interesting thing, because there's going to be a lot of experience out there. And I think these teams are playing with a lot of momentum. That's what's going to happen in the fall.
Now, there are 63 full scholarships available to FCS football teams. The NCAA, as you mentioned, has waived or given another year of eligibility to these players. So in one way, you're absolutely right. The coaches have said the freshman players on the team now will benefit, but not necessarily the new classes coming in, because those numbers are going to be reduced just because of the sheer weight of the roster.
Yeah, that most coaches are trying to find ways to bring in new talent, like they normally would, and also to kind of manage their roster moving forward with the seniors that are still on the team that'll be back for their second senior season here, so to speak, in the fall season. I think that there's going to be some tough conversations with these coaches on some of these players, and maybe some of the senior players who may not be getting much playing time here to ask to possibly kind of step aside. But those are the things that'll unfold, because really there's not any budget around to account for the additional players that might be there, because we've had this extension of basically a year or so.
Cole Kelly has lost his helmet yet again. Lions go back to the ground and grind out about 5 or 6. Let's look at the difficulties that Cole Kelly has had in keeping the hat on his head.
You're supposed to buckle that thing up and buckle it up tight, and it hasn't been always the case here for Cole Kelly. He's been out of the game 3 or 4 times now with the helmet coming off because of contact.
Well, he's lost that helmet 4 times. The lid has come off.
They got a flag on the field here. I'm not sure what they're looking at.
That ball, personal foul, was 61 on the offense. 15-yard foul. We play second down.
Wow, big penalty.
That's Menden Miles' character, the right tackle. Let's go down to Brooke Kirchhoffer. Brooke.
Hey, guys, as you were just mentioning, tough conversations are going to be had, but Tim Rebo and Frank Selfo felt the exact same way when it comes to returning players. We did find out, though, that Cole Kelly does plan on returning for the fall. He does have NFL aspirations, and he wants to keep those going. So they're hoping they can find a role for him in the fall. I believe they will, but yes, it will be tough conversations because a lot of these guys are graduating with a master's degree. So the question is, what do you study after that? So it's going to be interesting come fall season.
That pass was broken up, intended for C.J. Turner. Brooke brings up a good point. Some of these guys, most of them will have graduated. Some have come very close to finishing a master's degree. And do they get on with life? Do they come back and play football one more year? And how do you manage the roster within that 63 scholarship limit?
I tell you, if they're an exceptional player and they want to play, you want to find a way to keep them. He'd like to have, all these coaches would like to have all these guys back. And they'll do the best they can with the situations that they have.
Third and very long. The line to make is the 43 in Nichols territory. Kelly looking deep. Not pressured this time. Steps up. Lets it fly. Incomplete. The ball was thrown slightly behind the intended receiver.
Yeah, Kevin Johnson does a nice job from his safety position, getting that hand in there. Cole Kelly had plenty of time in the pocket. He steps up there and he throws a strike, but then you see Johnson coming from the backside there, knocking that ball out. Good job by the big senior.
A.J. Franklin retreats to field one of the few punts today. This is the first punt by Southeastern Louisiana. Nichols has had only one, and there is absolutely no return. Tremendous special teams play for Southeastern in covering that punt. A big kick and no return.
And that's what you want here. You got a punter, Austin Dunlap, who's done a great job. He's got a 45.5 average getting that ball down there. And
that's a 53-yard kick.
Good job of pinning Nichols down here deep to go to the length of the field. Going to be 98 yards. They want to get a touchdown.
We invite you to tune in Tuesday for a college softball matchup featuring the LSU Tigers and the McNeese Cowgirls. First pitch set for 6:30 Central Time. It's live Tuesday, LSU and McNeese on Cox Sports Television. Nichols trailing by one. That's some effective ground play in that last drive. Let's see if they can do the same thing here. Trailing 31-30 with 5:22 and counting left in the third quarter.
Yeah, they've got Julian Gums back in the action there. Gave him a little break, changing up the running back in the scheme.
Well, Carrington in particular did a nice job in relief.
Gums has 53 yards on the day so far.
He has scored 3 touchdowns. Lindsey Scott is looking. Now he will keep it and gets to the 13 perhaps. Here's Brooke Kirchhoffer. Brooke.
Hey guys, I wasn't sure Julian Gums was going to return to this game. I saw him ice his left knee, hop on the bike, ice his knee again, hop on the bike, and he was just icing his knee before he came into the game. I talked to the head trainer, and he said they're just nursing an old injury. He didn't specify what that injury was, but that they are managing it. And they're going to make sure he doesn't push it too far, but as I said, he was icing up until the time he just steps back onto the field.
Thank you for that update. Gums has missed one game this year. He has played in 5 of the 6 prior to this one. Scott standing, looking, firing, intercepted for the second time. And for the second time, it's back to the end zone. Touchdown, Jack Henderson. Jack Henderson, the strong safety, a 6'3", 215-pound freshman. What a moment for the rookie football player.
Wow. A couple of drives here now, turnarounds, interceptions for touchdown. Jack Henderson just in his spot underneath that receiver, trying to get it to David Mosley. Lindsey Scott should not have thrown that football. I don't think he even saw here that he was going to be under that throw, and Jack Henderson catches that ball and dives in for the score.
So the Lions have extended their lead. They can make it 8 points here. And they do. The extra point is good by Mateo Ringafo. Lindsey Scott has been picked off twice. The interceptions have been returned to the end zone.
Yeah, 2 costly interceptions. Both of them returned for a touchdown by the Southeastern defense. That's what you want to do. You want to get a turnover and get turnover points, more importantly, and points from the defensive perspective right there. Good job here. Both you're going to have Jack Henderson get in the action for Lando Jordan earlier with his interception return. 14 points here accounted for with his defensive scoring effort.
So a 25-yard touchdown return by Henderson, the freshman safety. That's his second interception of the season. And these Lions have had one whale of the third quarter. They have been roaring here since halftime.
Yeah, every time you think that Nichols is going to find their way back here, and they do, there's a defensive play here by Southeastern, at least in this quarter. Orlando Jordan earlier, and then that one with Jack Henderson.
That kick flanked off the goalpost.
I think it was good.
I think it was. That's a record, too.
I'll take that. Give you a 65-yard field goal. 75-yard, excuse me.
There's the Riverbell Classic Trophy. For the last 2 years, it has been on display at Nichols. Right now, Southeastern with an 8-point lead, 4:21 to go in the third quarter, and this has been quite the performance by the Lions here in the third period.
Well, their defense has just kind of tightened things up here on these receivers, and they've been on the spot and trying to put pressure on this offense.
John Carrington works his way for 7, maybe 8. He has come on here in relief of Julian Gums in the third quarter, and he's been effective.
Yeah, he's done a good job of running it, and I'll tell you, Nichols is just going to get back to do what they do, and that's be an explosive offense, an offensive line, just allow them to protect the quarterback and open up some holes for this run game.
Carrington has 6 carries for 37 yards, and he's got some more here. He almost squirted through and got into the behind the secondary.
Yeah, they're going to move this ball. Looks like they're going at pretty much an up-tempo speed here. Nichols wants to go ahead and march this thing down there and show the Southeastern team that, hey, you know, we got gave you a couple of scores here, but we're going to put some more points on the board pretty quick.
First down at the 41, and this time Carrington is wrapped up. That's a nice job by Henderson and some others. Albert was there, or excuse me, Marquise Albert comes into the game now for Carrington. You know, Dejon Dixon caught a pass earlier, which set a new Nichols record for most yardage received in his career, but he's been pretty silent tonight. Let's see if they go back to Dejon Dixon, one of the best in FCS. A little dump-off pass to the tight end, David Mosley. He stays on his feet, and the big fellow rumbles. He's close to a first down, Garrett.
Yeah, it depends on when they're spotted. He was spotted just about a yard short of that, but that's an effort just to keep his feet. Mosley here getting contacted and keeps a good balance there. Good job of getting yards after contact.
Dixon has only 2 receptions tonight for 48 yards.
Ball start, 75, offense, 5 yards, still third down.
That's penalty number 3 on Nichols. Mark Bartholomew.
And instead of
left tackle was called for the penalty.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of 3rd and 1 now, it's 3rd and 6. Big difference.
It does.
The offense coordinator, Rob Christoffel here, done a great job of calling and play design here for this offense here for most of the season. What does he dial up here on 3rd and 6?
Dixon and Franklin split to the left side. Jason is on the right. The throw goes out into the flat. Caught by Carrington. He dives. He's got a first down.
And quick play here. There was a pressure that time by Southeastern. They're bringing pressure off the near side edge, and it was right into the face of Lindsey Scott, and he smartly got that ball outside quickly to John Carrington, who got that corner for the first down.
First down, 10 yards to go from the Lions 45. 38-30. Southeastern leads as we approach the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. A fake to Carrington. He goes out into a pattern. He's wide open on the left side. The throw is over the middle. It's caught there with some room to run inside the 25. It's Costly. Scott to Costly. A first down near the red zone.
Yeah, Dante Costly comes across the field, goes to the middle of the field, and makes himself available for his quarterback, Lindsey Scott. Right there, you see it coming across your face, and then he makes some yards after contact here. So Nichols, right after that quick score by Southeastern, they're on the march again.
That was a 20-yard advance on the reception. Hit from the backside. He's still on his feet. Dragging the tackler with him. That was Arlen Williams, the backup middle linebacker who came into the game when Herman Kristoff was ejected for targeting in the first quarter.
Saddle me up here. Go for a ride here. Watch 34. Jump on his back. And Lindsey Scott says, there you go. Little fun.
Was that Tchaikovsky? Jet sweep, left side, some running room. That is KJ Franklin on the move. He's got some quick feet, doesn't he?
He really does. KJ Franklin is a very explosive player. He's one of these players here for Nichols that really just kind of fits the mold here for Rob Christofel's office, trying to be explosive. And we have an injured Southeastern player on the far side.
All right, guys, we're going to switch back to the NDSU game. They're back from halftime, so we're going to switch back to the NDSU game.
Herman Kristoff out of the first half with targeting penalty, and Arlen Williams has been in there to play the balance of this game at the middle linebacker spot for Southeastern.
At halftime, it was Nichols 24, Southeastern 17. Right now, it's Lions 38.
So there you see Will McIlvain, the sophomore quarterback out of Des Moines, Iowa. His first half, 60 yards passing, 32 yards rushing. Here's more rushing yards as he picks up a UNI first down. Penalty flag back by the line of scrimmage. So a gain of 19 is on hold right now.
It looks like a holding penalty that will be on the left tackle, Trevor Penning. Got a hold of James Kaiser, the outside linebacker for the Bison.
And here is another look at it.
See, tries to continue to press down the field right there. Maybe a little acting by Kaiser there, but you got to sell it. That's a negative play for the Panthers. That's the first penalty of the day for the Panthers. Relatively clean game up to that point.
And two typically very disciplined football teams, traditionally speaking. Here's McIlvain, a keeper straight ahead, and that is gobbled up as Costner Ching shoots the gap, comes up with the play.
That's a great job, shedding the block, but keeping your responsibility and discipline intact. Doesn't get fazed by the play action. Is able to bring the quarterback down.
And then a late flag came in, looked like something after the play. As you saw North Dakota State players with hands up in the air, asking for a flag.
There's no
No flag on the play. I think the official said for pulling a player off of the pile. As our referee, Rick Warner, working with his crew here. Second down and 22 for UNI.
Well, the officials want this to continue to be a good, clean game. So even though that's not a penalty, that flag thrown on the field might slow down some of the extracurriculars that you're seeing after the play.
McIlvain steps up, tucks it and runs, gets back to midfield. Has good pursuit on the play by Jackson Hankey, the linebacker.
Linebackers for the Bison get so much depth on their pass draws. Just the defense in general don't want to give up big plays down the field, so you're seeing them keep everything in front of them, which has allowed McIlvain to scamper for some positive yards. But still, with that being said, they're in a 3rd and 14.
UNI needs the 35-yard line. McIlvain steps up, pressure comes, and down he goes. The quarterback sacked by Braden Thomas.
Halftime adjustments by the Bison. Recognizing the escapability on the outside by McIlvain in the first half. What do? Bring those ends out a little bit more wide, force him to step up into the pocket instead of just escaping around the edge, and then he's able to get those big, strong arms out there and pull him down with one arm. That's a great play by Braden Thomas.
The punt is away. Braylon Henderson is back. Fields it inside the 20-yard line. Has good yardage up across the 40 and gets tackled down at the 45-yard line. Big return there by Henderson. Special teams a way to flip that field position battle.
And get the momentum and some excitement and energy on your side. Bison getting it done, winning the special teams battle so far in this game, especially in the return units, both punt return and kickoff return. That's how you can ignite your offense.
So here we see Zeb Nolan under center for the first time here in this second half. As the Bison begin at the 44, the handoff goes to Ganella. And Ganella brought down after a gain of 3. Riley Van Wyden on the tackle.
Hadn't seen Zach Kubas at that right guard position for most of this game. Greg Zabel, number 74, has been in that position, along with Cordell Volson and Jalen Sundell and Nash Jensen and Cody Mount.
Nolan rolls out, flips it out into the flats, and that is the fullback Hunter Brosio, the freshman out of Lakeland, Florida, making the catch. Benny Sapp on the tackle.
Such a luxury to have Hunter Lukey and Brosio, the two hunters, the headhunters we might have them at that fullback position, but very versatile. Able to catch the ball out of the backfield, run the ball. Two big guys forcing the respect of the linebacking core for the Panthers.
So why not put them both in the backfield? That's what Coach Entz and offensive coordinator Tyler Roll have. And it is Lupke straight ahead, and there was a big hole that Brosio helped make up front.
Well, you get the big body offensive linemen in the middle, Sundell, Jensen, and Zabel. All they need to do is open up just enough of a crease, and you'll take big number 44 against any defensive backfield in the Valley Conference or probably in the nation. You get tired of hitting that guy. That's the game plan, is you run him enough in the first half and in the third quarter that a secondary gets tired of coming up and hitting them by the fourth quarter, and that's when you wear down defenses.
Dominic Ganella in the backfield now. Takes the carry on second and short. He is close to the first down, needs the 34-yard line. The reach may have gotten it for him. They're going to mark him about a half yard shy, maybe not even. So third down, I believe, coming up.
I think this is a time where you might try to take a shot on the passing play, because this is 4-down territory, Brad. So maybe you have play action in the backfield, maybe a boot. Take a shot downfield.
There is movement up front. Nolan goes straight ahead. No flags came out as Nolan has the first down, and North Dakota State moves the chains.
Such an impossible play to stop. Quarterback sneak with those big bodies up front. Tough quarterback. In that situation, you roll the dice. To me, I like the gambling mindset, but can't disagree with Matt Entz and what he's done with this offense. Probably every decision he does is smarter than mine.
First down and 10 here for the Bison at the 32. And off straight ahead. Lupke has a blocker in front of him. And Lupke inside the 20, inside the 10. Lupke finally cut down. But it's first and goal coming up for North Dakota State.
Volson, Zabel, and Brosio getting the job done in the run game. Good movement. Nice lateral movement by Lupke. Touchdown saving tackle at the second level. by Omar Brown.
So first down and goal for North Dakota State. They have scored 10 unanswered points. After UNI took a 6-0 lead, and Noland and company trying to add to it. This is Ganella, left side, and he gets snowed under at the 5-yard line. Leading the charge, Thomas Wilson in the game, as well as Jared Brinkman up front.
You're rotating multiple guys in on this defense at the front.
Wilson, you also see Hayden Amos, number
Sean
79,
Wendell
offensive lineman.
There as well. As we mentioned earlier, you got 3 of the starting 4 defensive linemen out. Butcher, Hofftelling, Bronte Wells not in the game for the Panthers.
2nd and 5. Nolan to throw over the middle, and a big-time hit as Watson takes a shot. Alfonso Lambert, Spencer Cuvalier. Wow.
Well, Lambert's come to play today. 2 big hits, one on the quarterback. Times this up perfectly. Gets his shoulder, a legal hit, doesn't drop his head, puts his shoulder right on the ball. Tough kid, and Christian Watson gets up.
The UNI defense came up with a stop in the first quarter. Can they come up with one in the third quarter? 3rd and goal. Nolan looking for the end zone. He has a man in the back of the end zone. Running out of real estate is Babbage, and it's incomplete.
Babbage did as good a job as he possibly could. He knew exactly where he was on the field. Ball's thrown a little bit late, has to be lofted. He tries to keep that left foot down, but you can see clearly there. Really couldn't keep it in play, forcing the field goal attempt.
Austin Evans on the coverage for UNI. Jake Reinholz, the snap is bobbled, and North Dakota State will come up empty as the UNI defense once again comes up with a stop and a missed opportunity on a field goal try for North Dakota State. Benny Sapp makes the tackle. Panther football when we return.
He likes the tech.
Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button.
Love the style. And they love the space.
And we all love the great deals, like the industry-leading Kia 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty program.
At Kia Delray, we have makes, models, and service options for everyone. Come in for great deals like this, or shop with our online purchase option. Kia Delray, something for everyone.
Made your choice?
You're simply the best. Get 5G coverage that goes yard. T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
One for me and one for me. Introducing buy one, get one for just $1 at Burger King. Grab a flame-grilled Whopper or Impossible Whopper and mix or match it with your favorites for an extra $1. Go ahead. You deserve it. Buy one, get one for $1. Your way, way better.
The Missouri Valley Football Conference Game of the Week is sponsored by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Today's game also brought to you by On the Run, the official convenience store of the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Alongside Dane and Hughes, I am Brad Wells. Kelly Burke, our third member of our broadcast team, joining us as well. You and I, the defense comes up with a stop. And a bobbled snap on a field goal try. North Dakota State unable to come up with points after having a first and goal, but the defense continuing to play well as Braden Thomas comes up with another stop in the backfield.
Yeah, and you can tell the halftime adjustments made by Matt Entz, his coaching staff, and this defense. Make a conscious effort to not allow Will McIlvain to get outside the edge. Braden Thomas doing a good job on that for the second time this half.
Second down and long. 2nd and 15. Hand off to Hoosman, who's off to the right side, dives to the 13-yard line. Close to the initial line of scrimmage. Hoosman on the day. 53 yards rushing, about a 3-yard average. He's been carrying the bulk of the load for UNI.
Bison have really done a nice job upending him. You've seen him get airborne a lot of times. They're going right after his ankles and knees.
3rd and 11. McIlvain steps up and the pocket collapses as he goes down again. Eli Mostert comes up with a sack.
They brought the house that time as Mostert came up with the play, came up limping just a bit. But they're totally making a conscious effort to get Will McIlvain uncomfortable in the pocket, not making the big plays with his legs like he did in the first half.
Mostert has been in the backfield a ton for North Dakota State here today. So a nice punt unit runs out. Nate Murphy to kick it away. Braylon Henderson had a nice return in the last punt return attempt. He'll make the fair catch at the 49-yard line where the Bison will begin with good field position. And we'll be back for third quarter action when we return.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Visit SoutheastFloridaAcuraDealers.com for attractive offers on the MDX.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Great philosopher Socrates once said, "To find yourself, think for yourself." Great philosopher Arby's once said, "Y'all ever put spicy sauce on a 2 for €6? Arby's, we have the meat."
Oh, it's your thing. Do what you want to do.
Shareholders are very happy.
Oh, it's your thing. Do
UNI Organized defense came up with the stop last time North Dakota State had the football. Can they do it again? Another short field here for the Bison. And Zeb Nolan had them humming until they got inside the 10 on their last drive. And here is more of Hunter Lupke, a sophomore fullback out of Spencer, Wisconsin. 3 touchdowns against North Dakota when he was the Valley and National Offensive Player of the Week. Continuing to get a big workload, and he is a bruiser that's hard to bring down.
Well, the game plan is to win in the trenches. How you show that is by staying consistent with the run game. That's what you're seeing from the Bison. But stacking the box is how you counter that. That's what we're seeing with the Panthers. 9 guys in the box.
Lupke goes left side, picks up 2 more, and that'll be 70 yards rushing now for Hunter Lupke. Jared Brinkman on the tackle, and you see him starting to get a little gassed up front.
Hey, it takes a lot to deal with the blocking of the Bison on the field for so long, so many plays in this game. We talked about Jared Brinkman being that impact player for the Panther defense. Looks like they're going to have him go off the field. He's got blood on his elbow.
Looks like the official was telling him about blood. I think he told him, I can't run off the field because the offense can snap it right away. So they made him go to the ground.
He had to kneel to the ground, force the whistle from the official. They'll get some tape on it and just take 1 play off.
So 3rd and 7 coming up. The Panther defense will do it without Jared Brinkman, their senior All-American up front. And Coach Farley wants to get his senior All-American back on the football field, calls a timeout.
Well, with Brinkman out of the game, had some miscommunication out there. Smart defensive timeout.
All right, back after this, 3rd and 7 when we return.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful
Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find us with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is offering up to $6,000 for your trade. Just push, pull, or drag it in. Credit problems? Get instantly pre-qualified and approved now. No cost, no impact on credit score. We're here to help. Greenway Kia, WestPalmBeach.com.
Whoa. The Capital One Quicksilver card does not need a dog and pony show. Quicksilver is simple. It's unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with no annual fee. No need to jump through any crazy hoops. Will someone tell Fido he can cool it with the hoops? The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet? They're dropping balloons.
Yeah, Reggie. It's always tough having to say goodbye.
Whoa, hold up.
Oh, the honey butter chicken biscuit is $1.99 all month.
This is great. I'm never leaving now.
We made the deal too good.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's and get the
10-6, North Dakota State, a 4-point lead, looking for a 3rd down conversion. As Zeb Nolan, the senior quarterback, the transfer out of Iowa State, is back to throw. Pressure comes, he has to get rid of it early, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it out to Ganella in the flats. Good coverage by Omar Brown, but that pressure up the middle disrupted it.
And what they did, they went to a speed package with the Panthers. They did keep Brinkman out of the lineup there on 3rd down, brought the speed guys in, Devin Rice was a part of that package. All-out blitz up front didn't give Zeb Nolan any time to scan the field and make an accurate throw.
Set to punt it away, Garrett Wagner. It's Deion McShane back deep for UNI. McShane's going to let it bounce, and it goes into the end zone. And the Panthers will get it at the 20-yard line on the touchback. Trailing by 4, 10-6, with 3:44 to go in the third quarter. Dana, the Panthers had a 6-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. Since then, the big kickoff return from Watson, and North Dakota State has seemed to have most of the momentum as the Panther drives just continue to stall out.
Well, as we talked about during halftime, Brad, you can't beat a number 2 team, 9-time conference champion, with field goals. I don't care if you're playing at home or in the parking lot. Got to put touchdowns on the board.
McIlvain back to throw, completes it over the middle. Catch made over the middle by Nick Phillips, a senior out of Iowa City.
Nick Phillips was out for the coin toss representing the Panthers this evening.
Had a reception back in 2019 against the Bison, a 17-yarder. That one's good for 6, and more pads start popping, and Tyler Hoosman is doing the trucking.
That's a great job, making the adjustments. I talked about it on his last carry, how many times he's been upended, running a little high. That time he gets his shoulder down, takes on the defender, runs him over, gets the first down. Yards after contact is the key for Hoosman to continue to stay on a good path.
Luke Wirtz in at middle linebacker right now. Here is McIlvain starting to dance now. Still good protection, but goes down. Chased down from behind by Eli Mostert.
Look at this approach, Brad. They're not trying to get to the quarterback. They're just trying to contain the quarterback. And that's exactly what Eli Mostert did. Kept us contained. Right here, a little twist up front. He's not trying to get there. Just keep him in the pocket. And then when you see the opportunity, shoot for the legs. That's a great job by Mostert. Disciplined defense, coachability, and they make a play.
Redshirt freshman out of Lakeville, Minnesota. Comes up with another play. Now second and forever. 2nd and 22. McIlvain over the middle. It's Phillips with another reception. And it's going to be 3rd and very long now, and about 16, 17 yards to go.
About 6 different Bison defenders were deeper than that pass, maybe even 7. They rushed 4, and all 7 guys forced McIlvain to throw the ball short, recognizing after that sack, you're still now in the 3rd down and 17 situation.
As a quarterback, once you start to get chased, your timer, it's a little bit shorter on when you need to get rid of that football.
Exactly right.
So here's the 3rd down. McIlvain flush to his left. His pass gets batted down. And that's Mostert once again with the play. Applying the pressure. Lane Tucker applying the pressure. Mostert batted the pass down.
They call this running games. Running games by the defensive line, but with an effort and a conscious decision to contain the quarterback, and it's working to perfection so far in this second half.
Punter is Nate Murphy. Back to return. Jaden Price now on the field for North Dakota State. This will bounce at the 49. Take a Bison bounce. And this is going to be maybe 15 yards net of a punt. From the 26, it's spotted right now at the 41-yard line.
Rugby-style punt did not work well for the Panthers there, trying to move away from where the pressure was coming from. And not a favorable bounce. Another big opportunity for the Bison.
So another short field here for this North Dakota State offense. More pressure put on that UNI defense. As you see Christian Boyd and the defensive line up front continue to try and handle the North Dakota State offensive line. This is Ganella left side. A gain of 4 or 5. Taken down by Lambert.
That's how, as a defense, you have to recognize when the huddle's broken for the Bison. Is Ganella back there, or is it Lukey? I haven't seen much as far as running the ball on the outside by Lukey, but when Ganella comes in, you get him stretching the defense. He's got some bigger speed.
It's a formation. You've got Gray Zabel, the right guard, lined up as a receiver out the right side. This is a completion over the middle and a touchdown for Josh Babbage. A different formation for North Dakota State, and Babbage comes up with the score.
Smiles on the sideline for the Bison. They run Greg Zabel, who's been playing the right guard position as a tackle eligible on the right side, completely fooling the defense, leaving the tight end Babbage down the seam wide open. That's coaching right there.
Extra point is good, and North Dakota State's lead goes to 11, 17-6. A little trickeration out of North Dakota State as Babbage finds the end zone on a 36-yard score. As we take another look here, Nolan going it right over the middle.
You see, the linebackers have to respect the eligibility of Greg Zabel. Actually, he may not have been eligible. That's why he actually retreated into the backfield. Because he split out to be on the line of scrimmage, doesn't mean he's an eligible receiver. Moves back in because he doesn't go downfield. He's not an ineligible receiver down the field. They don't identify correctly, leaving the seam wide open for Josh Babbage.
And as a defense, you've got seconds to process that and
They
figure
snap the
out
ball quickly,
who's
too.
eligible. How many defenders do you need on which side? So well-designed play by North Dakota State. Babbage, the score. And the kick goes out of bounds, so penalty flag will come out, and the Panthers will have it with good field position. So let's take another look at that touchdown score.
He's frozen. You can see right there on the hash is the offensive lineman Zabel. He's not an eligible receiver because the outside receiver is outside of him, so he retreats into the backfield. So there's no penalty thrown, but because the defense does not identify who actually was an eligible receiver, the tight end, he's able to escape free down the seam. That's something that you've seen all week in film, in practice, and you're waiting for the perfect opportunity to execute it in the game based on their tendencies, and that's how you catch teams off guard.
North Dakota State now a 2-possession lead with under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. The UNI Panthers go to the ground game, and Tyler Hoosman and push the pile up to the 39-yard line. Second down and 6 coming up, and it's likely the last play of our third quarter. As North Dakota State strikes once again in the third as they put one in the end zone, take advantage of many short fields, and the Panther offense now with a 2-possession deficit in front of them. 17-6, Bison facing the Panther defense, but finding a way to get into the end zone.
At KBD Productions, TV is feeling the $5 Popeye Shrimp Tackle Box, and we're feeling the love.
Nice and crunchy buttermilk shrimp. Fabulous.
Get the Shrimp Tackle Box or a Surf and Turf for just $5.
Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. Smash that like button.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
He likes the tech. I love the style. And they love the space.
And we all love the great deals, like the industry-leading Kia 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty program.
At Kia Delray, we have makes, models, and service options for everyone. Come in for great deals like this or shop with our online purchase option. Kia Delray, something for everyone.
We started with computers. We didn't stop at computers. We didn't stop at storage or cloud. We kept going, working with our customers to enable a kind of technology that can guide an astronaut back to safety and help make a hospital come to you instead of you going to it. So when it comes to your business, you know we'll stop at nothing.
Your next memory is out there. It might be a small one or a giant leap. Maybe it's a memory of you alone or one with him or them. It could feel like magic. Or it might just warm your heart. Your next memory is out there. It's just waiting to be made. To new memories, Hilton and our family of hotels.
Did I miss it?
Is he eyeing the last bite of cheesecake?
You go ahead.
Well, maybe just half.
I'll take half of that then.
New Philadelphia Cheesecake Crumble. Cheesecake and graham crumbles in a personal serving because the last bite is...
You and I had Coach Mark Farley looking at an 11-point deficit as we begin the fourth quarter. As the UNI Panthers just one win in the last 10 games against North Dakota State. It was here in the Dome back in 2014, a 23-3 victory when North Dakota State had a 33-game win streak. Here comes a penalty flag on that coverage by Jaden Price.
Blanket coverage on the comeback route. That's a nice throw by McIlvain, throwing it in an area where only his receiver could make a play. But Jaden Price looked like he got a little contact on the comeback. You and I may get a penalty here. They pick up the flag.
You did see Price go off the field now to get stretched out, cramping up a little bit. Getting stretched out onto the field, Courtney Eubanks, freshman out of St. Petersburg, Florida. So 3rd and 6 now coming up.
You and I just 7 yards on 12 plays in this third quarter, or in third quarter, as we have the second play of this fourth quarter.
McIlvain to throw under pressure, throws it up for Wolf. Penalty flag comes out. As this is McShane with the football. Now the ball comes loose. Did he catch that football? He had a penalty flag initially.
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting because we saw an extended arm by the receiver for the Panthers. So I think that initial flag on Logan Wolf, not sure if they're going to give that to him on offense or defense, but great awareness there by Deion McShane. This could be huge. We almost had one of the big play of the game, but it works in the favor of the Panthers because of the penalty. They don't lose the ball on the fumble. You see this ball tussling down the field. Ball gets kicked up in the air.
Yeah, I thought that hit the ground right now. McShane comes up with it.
And then right there, you see dislodging the ball. Great presence of mind by the Bison defenders. All for nothing.
So you and I with the football in Bison territory. Now the pass interference on the defense sets the Panthers up at the 46-yard line. And McShane just throws it into the ground and skips it into Logan Wolf.
That's a tough play to execute. When you have the shotgun, you're asking the quarterback to, as you can see, McIlvain trying to dry off those fingers, trying to get control of the ball, get the laces, and get a strike thrown out quickly before the Bison are able to pursue.
McIlvain to throw. Throws it up for Wolf. Wolf behind the defender. Makes the catch inside the 10. Touchdown saving tackle made by Tutsi. But Logan Wolf with a big reception gives you and I first and goal.
Flooding the zone. Too deep coverage. The safety, Michael Tutsi, does not get over there quick enough for the number 2 receiver. He has all that space to run that go route between his alignment inside the numbers and all the way to the sideline. That's a nice throw and catch. First and goal from the 5.
So McIlvain and the Panthers had some opportunities in the first half, were held to field goals. Here's Hoosman straight ahead. Pyle pushing and going down to the 1-yard line. Second down and goal coming up for you and I. So you see Cox at the bottom of that pile.
Full speed downhill. Eric Sorensen, Jared Penny, Justin Piney getting it done. Just enough of a push, but I like the different running style that we're seeing from Hoosman in this second half. Running a little bit more lower behind his pads, keeping those legs churning. Might want to give it to him again right here.
See Antoine Frazier and Matthew Vanderslice in on that offensive line as well. Straight ahead, Hoosman over the top and into the end zone. The Panthers with the first touchdown of the game. They'll go for 2 to try and make it a 3-point difference.
Smart decision there, and just as we saw Hoosman running lower, Bates, the defense, able to leap over the top for the score. But this is a big play here, as you mentioned. You can make it a 1 field goal game or be forced to score a touchdown to take the lead on an upcoming drive.
And North Dakota State is going to call a timeout and talk it over, as this is how big that play is. And we'll be back. 2-point conversion try when we return. 17-12. The Panthers put one in the end zone.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and more? So what are you waiting for? World's strongest man, Martins Litzis, to help you break down.
Hit that like button, y'all. Y'all hit that like button.
Let me break it down for you.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
Introducing Amazon Halo, a brand new way to help you measure, track, and improve your health every day. Halo takes activity tracking a step further. Sees what a scale can't. Helps you improve your sleep. Shows you what other people hear. And provides expert-backed guidance to turn your data into results. Because we believe that the better you understand your health, the more you can do to improve it.
Everything in our garage is inspired by our racing spirit. racing for a great deal on the Honda Civic sedan. Only at the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event.
To find the like button, you gotta hit the X, hit the X on the chat, and then hit the like button, and then bring the chat back up.
You know, Sonic Bacon Jam on it. You're like, wow, compliments to the chef. Who threw this together? Sonic Bacon Jam Cheeseburger. You know?
Elevated flavors.
Yep.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
A 2-point conversion try for UNI after the Tyler Hoosman touchdown run. UNI trying to make it a 3-point game. McIlvain to throw for, goes left side, looking for Kershaw, and it's batted away. Nice defensive jump on the edge. North Dakota State comes up with a stop as Talbert read the route perfectly.
Yeah, tough play to execute. It takes so much time. As you see the touchdown there, good blocking up front throughout that drive, and a 2-point conversion. Just good coverage. Can't throw to the flat late like that, especially when you don't have very much field to work with. Nice break on the ball. And we got a 5-point ball game now.
And that's a big stop. You mentioned it, keeping it at a 5-point difference. And if it would come down too late in the game, no opportunity now for UNI to tie it with a field goal. Now, with 13-16 to play in a North Dakota State versus UNI game, Dana, I'm guessing we're going to have a little bit of more scoring, but sometimes those defenses start to step up, really lock things down in the clutch.
You're exactly right, Brad, but on the flip side, you start to have as a defense trying not to make or allow a big play, and you start allowing intermediate plays where they could get in the field goal range and then extend the lead. But in this situation, a touchdown or a field goal doesn't really hurt you if you're UNI. You still got to score a touchdown. That's the only thing you'll have to do is kick, but not be able to kick an extra point. Got to go for 2 again.
The high short kick is fair caught and made. Bison football when we return. This is the Valley Game of the Week.
Made your choice?
Get 5G coverage that goes yard. T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
The fastest route to a great deal is the all-new I-95 Nissan, South Florida's premier Nissan dealership, just 4 miles south of the Gardens Mall. Visit us today for grand opening savings or shop from home with easy purchase online. Get more for your trade, up to $3,000 over Kelley Blue Book value. The all-new I-95 Nissan, more inventory and a service department that's second to none. All roads lead to I-95 Nissan. Grand opening going on now.
Yeah, Reggie, it's always tough having to say goodbye.
Whoa, hold up.
Oh, the honey butter chicken biscuit is $1.99 all month.
This is great. I'm never leaving now.
We made the deal too good.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's to get the breakfast you deserve.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Let your love shine through with Diamonds Direct's 20% savings event this April 9th through 17th. Get all the details and shop your favorite designers, styles, and more in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com.
We made USAA insurance for veterans like Martin. When a hailstorm hit, he needed his insurance to get it done right away. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
UNI gets a touchdown, but failed on the two-point conversion try. UNI head coach Mark Farley has pulled his football team within a score, but down 5. Would need a full touchdown if they get the football back, as Sepp Nolan hands it off to Hunter Lupke. And we'll see what this North Dakota State offense can come up with. If they can put together a sustaining drive, come up with some points, that would do a lot for the confidence on the Bison sideline.
You're exactly right, and take some of the time off the clock in doing so, giving their defense a little bit of a break. The sustained drive by the Panthers wore that defense down just a bit. A 12-play drive here for the Bison will be helpful for their cause. That last tackle by Riley Van Wy, hadn't really called his name much this evening.
Lupke straight ahead. It's driven down from behind by Javon Brecky. And so now 3rd and about 5 yards coming up here for the Bison.
Bison not really rolling the dice with the passing game like we're seeing from the Panthers. They may try to run those little spot routes by the tight end.
Here's the handoff. Ganella picks up the first down as he gets to the 40-yard line. And North Dakota State able to move the chains.
Right side of the offensive line. A quick hitting play with the speedy running back. Ganella gets the job done. How fast he hit that hole, really before the Panthers could shed their blocks. That's a nice job. And again,
I love the fist bump with Zach Kubis, the right guard, after that from Ganella.
looked like that's Riley Van Wy after he made that last tackle, the previous tackle, he came up holding that hand. Not sure if his fingers or if it's about his hand in general. He's got a big pad over his fingers. Usually you have some dislocated fingers. He's trying to get that covered up, but maybe affecting him.
So Spencer Perry ran onto the field for UNI. Lambert and Cuvalier, the two linebackers, and Ganella straight ahead for a gain of 7. Give him 6 as they spot him at the 46.
What a 1-2 punch between Hunter Lupke and Dominic Ganella. Different approaches as Lupke comes back in the game. A little bit quicker, faster approach with Ganella. Lupke's just like a Mike Allstott type of running back.
As a tackler, when he's running right at you, you just got to be processing, how in the world am I going to bring down 44? Here he comes again. As you see Panthers coming from the secondary, diving at his legs.
What do you call making a business decision? Do I really want to square up with this big boy, number 44, 245 pounds, coming downhill with that much speed?
Find out real quick how invested you are in being a college football player when you got Lupke running right at you. 1st and 10 here for North Dakota State, now at the 48-yard line into UNI territory. And Lupke in the tailback position, gets the carry straight ahead, stays on his feet, gets to the 46 to pick up 2. Lupke over 80 yards rushing.
A hard 80 yards as well as he's coming off the field for this second down play. But that's one way you stop it, as you see Van Wy back on the field. Force a running back like that to have to stop and restart. You can clog up the holes up front. He has to restart his engine. That's where the secondary can come up and make plays without having to feel the brunt of his force downhill.
So Ganella in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Watson on the end around. He has been the big play guy in this football game for North Dakota State and comes up with a solid gain of 15 on the end around.
Thought that this play was going to be stopped right around the line of scrimmage. But you see the patient running by Christian Watson, allowing his blockers and his blocking to manifest, and then just plant that left foot right there and get downhill, try to get as much as possible, turning the legs through contact. His dad was a defensive back in the NFL. I don't know. I wonder if Christian would have ran through Tim Watson's tackles. I have to ask him.
Played safety for the Chiefs, Eagles, and Giants, 93-97. Here's Ganella bouncing it outside and gets tripped up and driven down. Sander in on the tackle for UNI.
Always talk about with running backs, yards after contact. How many yards are you getting? First, Christian Watson. I should say first, it was Hunter Lupke at the beginning of this drive. Ganella, Christian Watson, yards after contact. Falling forward. Great ball carriers know how to do that.
Lupke back in at tailback. Second down, 9 to go. It's Lupke straight ahead, hit at the line of scrimmage. This is kind of in that bend but don't break territory. An opportunity, third down coming up now for UNI's defense.
There you see a host of Panther tacklers in the mix. Van Wy, Brinkman, Devin Rice, Spencer Coulier.
Fake the handoff to Ganella. Nolan to throw. Throws over the middle. Gets it to Watson inside the 10. And a first and goal coming for North Dakota State.
Again, the crossing route, using the hands. I always say as a receiver, God gave you 10 good reasons to catch the ball. Their fingers. Christian Watson does a great job. Back shoulder throw, secures the ball in traffic. Yards after catching contact. Another big play for the Bison. Really like this kid as wide receiver. Tall, strong, runs fast, not afraid to catch the ball in traffic.
6'4", 200-pounder, a 61-yard reception. That was right after the 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half, and a big play here in the second half as Lupke takes it down to the 2-yard line. Josh Babbage has to exit for one play, losing his helmet. So Nolan smelling another score here.
See the hands on the hips by the Panthers getting worn down just a little bit.
Hunter Lupke straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, North Dakota State.
Outstanding executed drive. That's the one thing we know about Matt Enns' Bison. They take a punch, they give a punch. Had the score on the last drive by the Panthers. They come back, put a score on the board. That's a nice job, a counterpunch by the Bison.
23-12 is the score. As North Dakota State with the offense out on the field. A 71-yard drive. It's taken up, I believe, nearly 7 minutes of this fourth quarter. Nolan to throw. Throws it up for grabs, and it is dropped. Nearly grabbed by Omar Brown, who's been a special teams phenomenon. Could have returned that for points. Instead, it's North Dakota State an 11-point lead on the Hunter Lucci touchdown run. Straight ahead for the Bison, and their lead goes to 11.
Not in my house.
Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button.
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot. Get happy. Get Geico.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Visit SoutheastFloridaAcuraDealers.com for attractive offers on the MDX.
One for me and one for me. Introducing buy one, get one for just $1 at Burger King. Grab a flame-grilled Whopper or Impossible Whopper and mix or match it with your favorites for an extra buck. Go ahead. You deserve it. Buy one, get one for $1. Your way.
Head coach Matt Entz looking at a 2-possession lead once again. His offense comes up with the answer, and it was a physical, grinding drive by that offense.
Yes, it was. Standard for the Bison, what a lot of people have become accustomed to seeing for several years now. A grinding offense that just wears you down at this juncture of the fourth quarter.
North Dakota State, their first game since March 20th. Off the last 2 weeks due to canceled games as Phillips takes a knee in the end zone. UNI begins at the 25-yard line. So 6:17 to go. And Danon, if you're UNI and you're down 11, how quick do you need to try and put points on the board?
You need to basically use the same method that you did on the last drive. Heavy passing game, take some chances down the field, and try to score pretty quickly, because if your defense is worn down and you got to score 2 touchdowns to win this football game, you got to get the first one pretty quickly.
McIlvain in shotgun. Good protection, throws over the middle, caught by Phillips, the senior, and then drilled at the 30-yard line. The big stick by Kaiser. So 2nd and about 4 to go here. McIlvain is going to roll out to his right and reach forward for the 35-yard line and may get enough for the first down, and he does. So UNI moves the chains.
And that's based on Spencer Wagee, number 99. He tries to crash inside between the guard and the tackle, relieving his containing responsibility.
McIlvain's throw into the flats, looking for Wolf, and the throw was low. The coverage there by Kaiser.
That's the thing about the Bison defense. You're seeing James Kaiser, Jasir Cox, linebackers listed covering wide receivers. That opens the door for you to do so much other stuff with your safeties coming up in the line of scrimmage. We've seen corner blitzes, secondary blitzes, because you have athletic linebackers that play more like safeties.
Yankee just kind of playing center field right in the middle, and a little movement up front.
Number 67, 5-yard penalty, second down.
So that backs him up 5. Second and 15 from the 30. It's Will McIlvain in the game. 10 of 20, 120 yards passing for UNI. Throws over the middle, completes it to Phillips, and tackled immediately. It's Kaiser in there on the tackle defensively.
And what you're seeing, the Bison running too deep defense, rolling the corners, dropping the inside guys, forcing those short throws in front of them.
This is a third down here. McIlvain rolling out, nobody to throw to, and gets driven out of bounds as Eli Mostart comes up with the stop on the sideline.
You create a lot of havoc when you're able to not blitz the quarterback and get there, get home with just 4 rushers. That means 7 defenders are back covering the receivers.
And UNI is going to call a timeout here. 4th down and 11. We will take a break, and we will be back. 4th and 11 when we return. 5 minutes to go with the Bison leading by 11.
One for me and one for me. Introducing buy one, get one for just $1 at Burger King. Grab a flame-grilled Whopper or Impossible Whopper and mix or match it with your favorites for an extra $1. Go ahead. You deserve it. Buy one, get one for $1. Your way, way better.
Visit SoutheastFloridaAcuraDealers.com for attractive offers on the MDX.
Your mom's been posting a lot since she got that phone at Crickett's mega sale. Every day. Here's a comment. We stan. Oh, Mom. You have a cool mom. The more phone, more fun mega sale. Mega.
Alexa, play Ooh La La.
Every time I hit the beat, boom, 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 blah, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes me wanna move my feet. It says zoom, zoom, zoom,
Listen, man, we can't control that there's ignorant people in this world, so it is what it is.
Only from Kohler.
First up is this exquisite bowl of French onion dip. I'm going to start the bidding at $5. Thank you, sir. Looking for $6. $6 over there. Do I hear 7? $7 in the front. $7 going once, going twice. Sold to the onion lover in the front row. Next up is lot number 17, a spinach and artichoke dip, beautifully set in a hollowed out loaf of sourdough bread.
Don't get mad, get E-Trade and get more than just trading, investing, banking, guidance.
It may come down to this as the UNI Panthers need a conversion here on 4th and 11 to keep the drive alive and their hopes in this football game alive. This is McIlvain over the middle, a strike to Logan Wolf, and UNI comes up with a conversion. Weber makes the tackle.
Excellent play. Great throw, back shoulder, back hip. Outstanding concentration by Logan there.
UNI into Bison territory and movement once again.
Entire left side of the offensive line, and they're saying that the Bison maybe barked out a cadence there. Not sure how they're going to call this.
So that backs them up 5.
Crafty defense, maybe. We don't know.
Everybody's pointing at the other side whenever there's a flag comes out.
You see the entire left side of the offensive line go off sides. There might be something fishy there. They're still discussing it. And Mark Farley is on fire on the sideline in the ears of the official.
First and 15 now for UNI. There's McIlvain towards the sideline, completes it to Deion McShane. Talbert on the coverage. And McShane's second reception of the game.
Good safe throw. Get out of bounds. Clock's still moving though.
Second down and 8. Operating from the 41. McIlvain goes deep looking for McShane again along the sideline. Comes up with a catch inside the 5. What a grab, Deion McShane.
Impact player of the game, making an impact late in this football game. Pressure in the face of the quarterback by Will Mostert. Doesn't phase him, throws a strike down the field. Great body control by McShane. Ball inside the 5-yard line with another opportunity to score.
And clock ticking. UNI with a wide receiver uncovered at the top of your screen. 3:44 to go. Carry straight ahead. And nothing there for Tyler Hoosman.
You know what? Also, Brad, normally in college football, anytime you get a first down, the clock stops shortly to move the chains. Well, if you catch the ball inside the goal line area, there's no first down. That clock continued to move. So the Panthers lost roughly around 10 seconds of game clock time because you don't reset for first down. So it could have used a timeout there with the run play. You're talking about.
And it's still ticking right now. 3:29 on the clock.
45 seconds lost by the time they run this second play.
Handoff, Hoosman straight ahead. And if he doesn't get in, the clock continues to run. He's spotted at the 1.
Yeah, this is a situation where you'd like to have 2 plays called in the huddle. So much time being taken right here. But at the same time, you kind of know you're going to have to kick an onside kick. So it doesn't matter really how much time you use to some extent.
3rd and 1. UNI stays on the ground. Hoosman into the end zone. Touchdown, UNI. And that brings us back to 5 and another 2-point try coming up for UNI.
This is a smart play here. 2 consecutive drives against a defense probably running more of a prevent style, but big plays being had against that prevent defense as we have a Panther down on the turf.
And getting helped up right now is Jared Penning, the right guard. Here's another look at the touchdown run.
Dropping his shoulders, churning those legs. Yards after contact again. Tyler Hoosman. Said Penning.
Penning's getting helped off. You see Tyler Hoosman right there. Dana, these UNI offensive linemen, they have been playing dinged up all season long, rotating to different spots. Matthew Vanderslice now coming in, number 77. This 4th quarter. It's a 2-point conversion try right now for UNI. Down 5, trying to make it a 3-point game. McIlvain to try and throw for it, scrambles, throws it into the end zone, and it's caught On the reception, Sam Schnee for UNI.
That's a great job. What they did different, put the ball spotted on the far hash, opening the door, knowing his escapability to the right. That's more like a run pass option, almost designed to scramble from the beginning. Find the first open window, scramble to the right, put the pressure on the defense, throws a bullet to Schnee. Now we got a 3-point game.
Sam Schnee with the reception, the sophomore out of Dubuque, Iowa. Comes up with a huge catch, makes it a 3-point game, and Danon, 2:47 to go, just one timeout remaining. Comes down to special teams here late in the fourth quarter.
Well, based on the decisions of that last drive, as the clock wound down, only one timeout for the Panthers, you knew no matter when they scored, they'd likely have to go for an onside kick. I think that'd be the smart move here. Kick it deep. One first down by the Bison, and the game's relatively over. So kick the onside kick here and hope for the best.
And this is Nate Murphy, the punter, that will come on, and UNI not shying away from the onside kick opportunity here. 6 Panthers at the top of the screen. Murphy kicks it. The Panthers get a high bounce, but it goes towards the out-of-bounds line, fielded by Gindorf. Lands out of bounds. Flag comes out for the kick out of bounds, but North Dakota State will have the football here.
They'll have the football because he caught the ball out of bounds. Technically, the ball went out of bounds, so it works against the Panthers. Still have an opportunity to make a stop. More so, what you're telling your defense here is first guy hold up the ball carrier, second, third, and fourth guy try to rip the ball out. Try to get a fumble and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So Matt Entz looking for a win here to set up an opportunity to claim a Valley title next week in the battle against South Dakota State. And a whistle before the snap.
I mean, Brad, do we expect anything different between these two teams in this hard-fought match coming down to this last drop?
Not at all. I think coming in, I think you knew it was going to be one of those slugfest type games. UNI 3-3 with a record, but all 3 of those games narrow losses. Many of them came down to the final minute, just as this one could. Handoff goes straight ahead, a gain of just a couple.
You see Dominic Ganella protecting that ball with his entire body, using both arms around the football, even in open space. Sure, that's the last sentiments that this offense got from their coaches. Offensive coordinator Tyler Roll, running back coach Joe Bashorna.
Zeb Nolan playing this whole second half at quarterback, gets it to Ganella. The defense comes up with another stop. UNI wants to use his timeout as Coach Farley runs out onto the field. 1:54 up on the clock.
Smart timeout. You wonder with that one timeout left, when do you use it? After you have 2 short gains and create 3rd and long, now a decision has to be made by the Bison. Do you try to throw the ball to get the first down and ultimately end the game? Or do you run it knowing that you may not get it and have to punt it, then force the Panthers, if you get a good punt, to have to go 60-plus yards to get in field goal range to tie this ball game.
Well, they'd have to go nearly 60 yards if they went for it on fourth down and turned it over. That's the one thing that the Bison do have the advantage of right now is field position. A punt would likely back them up. They'd be going 80-plus yards.
Yeah. But if you're Mark Farley, if you're the offensive coordinator, there you see Matt Entz trying to think through every decision that needs to be made there.
You see the most consecutive conference titles. North Dakota State 9 in a row from 2011 through 2019. And why not add a spring conference title to your record? Only one coach might get that.
I've been around for most of that run covering the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Every year this team fields a special team. The true sign of a great program.
Lupke in the game at running back. No fullback. It will be Lupke right side. Breaks a tackle. Gets down to the 40. Spins to the 39-yard line. A 4th and 5 coming up for North Dakota State.
I think the smart move here is you let the clock run down, call a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock. That'll leave about a minute and 10 seconds left, a minute and 8 seconds left. Pooch punt the ball, try to knock it down inside the 5 or 10-yard line, and then dare the UNI offense to drive the field with no timeouts and get in field goal range.
I think that's exactly what they're thinking. The play clock down to 5. And it'll be 4th and 5 coming up. And no timeout was taken, so a penalty flag comes out for delay of game.
Which is smart as well. We used to run, I was a special teams captain with the Kansas City Chiefs. We used to intentionally.
Gives you a little bit more room for your punter to pin. So the ball goes to the 44-yard line. And when you talk about punting and special teams, North Dakota State has a good one in Garrett Wegner, as he has been.
Now you have to wonder if they're going to come after the punt. Trying to go after the block here, but you don't want to go offside. You don't want to.
Penalty flag comes out before the snap.
A false start again, I think. Well, what the Bison are trying to do there is try to not allow the Panthers to set up their block. Get to the line of scrimmage. You saw quickly break the huddle, get to the line of scrimmage. If you're trying to configure a block, you're not going to get set as quickly.
You see Deion McShane back deep for UNI. There's some special teams, big play capabilities in McShane. He's going to let it bounce, and it takes a Bison bounce out of bounds at the 4-yard line. What a kick by Wegner. That's how you do it, Danon.
Yep, great job, great execution. Really no chance for McShane. There's really no good decision there. You don't want to try to go field it on the bounce, because anything can happen. But
the angle it came into, it looked like it was going to carry into the end zone, but it checked up.
That's like your pitching wedge, Brad.
Well, it's Masters weekend, Danon. Why not? 1st and 10 now for UNI. They will need to go 96 yards or at least get into field goal range. 96 yards for the win. McIlvain throws over the middle, completed to Phillips. It's popped out on the hit, and they're calling it incomplete. Hold on, they're calling it incomplete. No catch.
This is questionable. They'll review this. Even though he gets going upfield, it's a matter of whether he had control of the football. They're going to try to hurry up and snap the ball.
Now they're going to take another look at it. So this will go to an official review. And this is a call that could determine the game right here. Nick Phillips, the senior out of Iowa City, Iowa. Initially, it did look like he made the catch, Dana, because he turned upfield and then got hit.
See there, because he caught the ball in his body, kind of leans me towards that it is a catch, but there is no transfer.
That's James Kaiser that comes in.
Was it a football move? Was he able to make a football move with control of the football?
Well, Dana, even a former wide receiver yourself, playing in college, playing in pro, you said it earlier today. What is a catch anymore?
Everything looks like a catch to me initially. I kind of understand the rule, but I think it's more difficult or made more difficult than it really needs to be. To me, if you got control of the football, then you're coughing it up. Simplify it.
What's difficult on a lot of these is what was the ruling on the field? Do you have enough evidence to overturn it? Yep. Did the officials, did they see a bobble? Is that why they called it incomplete? From the top angle where we're sitting at here, 50-yard line, very top row, we saw his back as he made the turn, just like our camera angle saw.
But it is deceptive because when you're catching the ball, stands. And the key word there is stands as called. That means that there wasn't enough on video to overturn what was called. Again, another example of basically whatever's called on the field is as clear as it could be. Yeah.
Looks like two steps there. So second down and 10. 51 seconds left. McIlvain to throw. Throws it over the middle. That is incomplete. As Tyler Hoosman could not hold on. And a third down coming up.
Ball got on him pretty quickly. Wasn't expecting it that fast. McIlvain had to get rid of it. Again, you only got a three-man rush. Still making him a little bit uncomfortable in the pocket.
So here's third down coming up. McIlvain steps up. He's going to take off, has a little bit of running room, gets out to the 13-yard line, just a yard shy of the first down. So 4th and 1 now coming up, clock ticking at 33 seconds and counting. This is 4th and 1. McIlvain rolls out to his left, falls down as he's throwing it. It's incomplete to Hoosman, and North Dakota State's going to take over on downs.
Well, give a lot of credit. The heart shown by Will McIlvain, but great discipline there by Jasir Cox. He's responsible for spying the quarterback. See him right in the middle of the field, shadows him, cuts off his angle to get to the outside to get the first down, and just stumbled over his feet. Couldn't get an accurate throw.
Will McIlvain, the sophomore quarterback, it was a tall task, needing to go 96 yards. North Dakota State's defense comes up with a stop. And how about Zeb Nolan? Zeb Nolan manufacturing that second half. Takes a knee, and North Dakota State walks away with a win. They've got an opportunity to win a Missouri Valley Football Conference title next weekend against South Dakota State, as head coach Matt Entz pushes his Bison to 6-1 on the season. The Panthers now 3-4 as they finish their season.
Well, a lot of respect out there between those two coaches, recognizing a hard-fought game, exactly what each of them expected.
Appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming through. Hit that like button, subscribe. I do these games every week. During the week, you guys get to vote on which game we watch together. So hit that like button, subscribe. Next week, I will be playing another game, so you guys will decide which game we watch next week.
Gets the win 23-20. A valiant effort by the Panthers, but the Bison come up with the win as they have an opportunity next week now to win a Missouri Valley Football Conference title.